GM, Tesla as well. Tesla looking like it's going to suffer a lot less because of only about 20-30% of their components come from Mexico. Everything else American related. So we'll keep an eye.
I'm sure they'll figure that out for Tesla specifically. But yeah, no, I chuckle because what a back and forth kind of move this has been. After the close, we get the big flush on the announcement yesterday, and then here we are right back up again. 1050, 1040, 1050 coming into play here, about 0.5% for Ford. GM not as volatile at the moment, still kind of hanging out at the lows. You mentioned this one also, Tesla just kind of hanging out here. So we'll see how this develops. I'm sure there's more to come.
Oh yeah,
as there typically is on a day-to-day basis, guys. But more tariffs today.
Yeah, well, we knew this was coming.
I'm really surprised at the moves. I was telling you, like, I don't know. I thought it was coming. I mean, maybe it's early.
Well, what's surprising? There's a bunch of things that are surprising about this. One, the reaction you would have thought was at least a little bit baked in. Like GM, I'm just gonna look at what price.
Right, and Ford versus GM. That's the other thing.
Ford is up 0.5 and GM is down 7.6 right now and holding the low. So you're getting a very different reaction. I was looking at BMW. In like the second the market, I'm not sitting here logged in when this opens up in Europe, but
not.
No, obviously not. But that actually caught a bit of a bid. So you'd like to think, okay, well that catches a bid. GM's not catching one. So I just sort of observed, hey, whatever, price action. GM relatively weak. Let's just with that. It's not the only thing that's going to matter here today. Like, obviously, NVIDIA and the chips are back in play as they had a huge reversal. The market had a big reversal as well, so you came into big levels. Pounds here came to big levels. Day two, GameStop should be in play. Today dropped a 1.3 billion senior note offering, a convertible senior note offering yesterday in the aftermarket. So, looking for continuation short on that. Of course, they're going to raise money. How are you going to buy Bitcoin?
I didn't even realize that. I wasn't even scanning for GameStop this morning. But now that
here we are.
Yeah, here it is right here. If we just look at this e-signal hot list right here, when I was just sort of scrolling down through it, I just saw GameStop right there. So I didn't see it. It's not updating the price there. So when I click on it, you see the chart right here of G down to $26. So the hot list right now just showing the prices from yesterday. So I saw it on here. I just thought it was day two earnings continuation. But yeah, NVIDIA today, you're going to see a nice little downside push as well, down into 112 off of 113 close. Tesla is going to be on the top of everybody's mind. Shout out to Chef Joe and everybody like that. Unfortunately, I'm still going to be looking short on Tesla. As long as we're under 280, I think it's going to be a short.
Excuse me.
There's some drilling going on right here. So I have some important announcements to make, and that is that downstairs we're getting two 240-watt charging stations for electric vehicles, and
now you're gonna get some.
Yeah. So now, we knew it was coming. I don't know. I want to get the Golf E, but it's not here. It's coming in Europe this year, so I don't know.
Well, that'll be.
Chef Joe says, what the hell is that? Yeah, so Chef Joe, so you'd like this as a Tesla owner. We have about 7 or 8 spots here downstairs, and it's a parking garage. And
I'm not even sure which one I was supposed to park into.
And they're hammering. And so what we're running is electric from our breaker here in the server room. Hopefully we don't vote or anything. And yeah, boom, show is over. So that was nice.
No, we'll be fine.
But yeah, so if we disconnect, stay with us. We know what's happening. But at the end of the day, yeah, so they're running wire and electricity down into the parking garage. And thankfully we're on the first floor, so just hopefully straight down there. And yeah, and then we can start charging up our gas-powered cars. So yeah, that should be fun.
Does any of you?
Nobody
here. That's EV. Anyways, now it's the impetus to. But that's that thing. You need more of that to happen to get more people to convert. Right. Because a lot of people haven't converted yet because their condo hasn't done it, or
Here we go, Randy. We were just
or whatever it might be.
Randy, we were just talking about our situation there. We're hearing some drip. You can pick up the mic. I'd like to ask you some questions about what's happening in the background. So I came in today, and there was basically 2 contractors there, electricians. I said, "Where's Randy?" So I knew something was, and I said, this guy. And then I knew something was going on today, and I've just been, and we're hearing some drilling, we're hearing some
Noise.
Yeah, because we are getting electrified.
That's right.
So any details on that? I said they were 240 watts from hearing.
240 volts, 50 amp,
50 amp. Okay.
which is whatever that is, 10 kilowatt charger.
Okay, that's good. So we're happy with all that.
Yeah.
So we're finally making the switch over to
Done like dinner.
the Model Y there, right?
No, are you gonna get an EV? John already said
He's still waiting for Rivian to hit $10, and then once that happens, then it was going to be $5.
You're not gonna get a Rivian.
I don't know.
He likes the Rivian. But the Rivians are expensive, man.
Well, yeah, there's
Maybe
not.
get some raises over here.
You're not gonna drive, but you're not gonna get a Rivian.
We had to zero to those shares.
No.
Yeah, I'd rather buy the company than.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Anyways,
We'll see.
exciting stuff. So do we expect this noise to continue for a little
Not for long.
Okay.
Can you, one quick question, just out of my morbid curiosity. So Trump announces 25% tariff.
Yeah, I heard that this morning.
GM, this is GM's chart,
GM, Ford are going to get hit.
but this is Ford's chart. Ford bounced and went green.
Give it time.
Why did Ford go green?
Maybe it's exposure. I don't know. I mean, honestly, they both have plants on both sides of the border.
That's what I thought. They're both
Ford's in Canada, Ford's in Mexico. So, give it time to shake out. Is there a hedge against this? Not really. Again, there's workers and plants on both sides of the border on both countries. So there's an impact here. Not only in the auto workers union, but the actual output of the plants themselves and the suppliers that feed those plants. So, yeah, more to come.
Yep. More to come.
Yeah, I think it's Neil had mentioned, you had mentioned that possible recessionary talk here.
Well, I think
Because this is going to affect a lot of jobs.
the trade war, the U.S. is still like a maybe going into recession. I'm not an analyst that puts percentages on it, but it got 60-70% chance in my brain that Canada is going to have a recession as things are playing out.
Everyone was. I mean,
can't see it not happening at this point for us, but I hope not. I really hope not. But
no matter how pro-America or anything you are, I mean, the whole automotive industry was built on this agreement that we would be able to build in all three countries, and all of a sudden for this to happen, it's going to be a shift, and it's going to take economies a minute to figure it out. And I think it's a great move because Trump had said that this is what they're going to do, so sticking with it. So we'll see about some of the retaliation there, and then how long does it last? I mean, that's the other thing, right? So this is like just an initial kind of blow to the auto industry. Do the tariffs come? Do they say, okay, instead of 25, do we go 10? Do we go?
well, these ones are permanent.
Well,
This one,
I mean, the guy just signed
for
something
the rest of the term. Well, the interesting thing about this though is a lot of, and someone in the chat was mentioning it with BMW. Well, BMW has a plant in the U.S., so they're going to be exempt from it. But one of the things that supposedly they're going to try and crack down on is if your plant is not manufacturing, but it's just assembling. And that's sort of like, how is that going to play out? Like, the details of that, because I think that's going to, if you really do crack down on it and say, well, all you're doing is bringing in a bunch of parts, and essentially the car made already, and you're just assembling it here. You're not really doing any hard manufacturing. Does that get you around this tariff? So there's a lot to be played out in individual lanes. So I wouldn't treat them all as a group, the automakers. I feel like this could play out differently in different spots. And just pick one, grip it and rip it, and play the momentum. That's what it's all about. I'm going to make a few baseball references today because it's opening day in baseball. So I'm just going to get those puns out there. But we have one of our favorite guests.
Got on the Blue Jays hat
to get to
as well.
From our good friend from Barcelona is in the house.
That's right. Man, sometimes I like this guy.
Always
the times I love him.
Yes.
It's Luis Barbado because he always makes us think about sunny days ahead. And he talks about those small cap runners that can make your dreams come true.
That they can.
Oh man, what are we doing?
He's got a great.
Okay, let's go back over to the desk here as we ponder more tariff news.
It's been an exciting couple of weeks here. There he is, Luis, joining us from, as mentioned, Barcelona. I want to gauge the level of sunshine coming in your window there, Luis. Is it nice today in Barcelona? Give us the weather first.
Yeah, it's very good weather, but I have to say it's been raining quite hard for the last couple of weeks or 3 weeks, which is good because it might sound for you science fiction, but we have some trouble with water here. And after a couple of weeks raining, we are safe for some months with water supply.
Fantastic. Good to hear. I'm glad it's back to sunny anyway. A lot to catch up on. It's been just a wild week for small caps, a wild couple of weeks anyways. There's a number of them around here again this morning. Let's jump right into it. This was an earnings play, and I want to talk about this first because we always touch on the fact that these types of stocks typically move without really necessarily having any kind of actual catalyst. It might just be, rumors online or Twitter going crazy about an individual symbol. This one up on an earnings report after the close yesterday. We get all the way to 250. GTEC, GTEC, Greenland Technologies. This is not a first timer. This one does tend to do this.
Yes, and to do that, actually, it's not very good catalyst that you say. Maybe the name Greenland, everyone is a little bit paranoid about this. But we will try to short if it fails, if it doesn't go over 280, 290. We have a high resistance there from previous days. So we will short this stock because of the, let's say, weak catalyst and the resistance. The daily resistance is, I think, $280, $290.
Yeah, if you zoom out, I went out to a weekly chart earlier, but even on a daily chart, this thing does put in, as I was mentioning, lots of these types of moves, and then typically comes right back down. TDTH, another one moving around here so far this morning. What are you thinking about this one?
Yeah, TDTH is a 1 million repurchase from the company. Let's see, it's a Singapore company, so we are a little bit aware of this kind of non-US or non-Canada companies, which could move very, very aggressive, very sharp on the long side mainly. So let's see if it fails the pops it has done. I think until let me check. I saw pre-market, but $190, $2. It popped several times. If it doesn't increase volume and it doesn't go over the VWAP 210, 220, we will short this stock. But again, be very careful because it's a Singapore company and it has a lot of potential on the way up. So if it breaks VWAP and 220, 230, just avoid shorts no matter what.
Not a ton of volume. I mean, decent volume so far, but only one on the relative scale here for TDTH. Drama, that's always a good ticker for a small cap. DRMA, pretty wild here above Ducks right now.
It could be a big drama, you could say, on this one. You go short too early. It's actually a stock that it has some crazy movements on the past, but it's also true. If you check at the market data, we have 90% probability red close over the 11 gaps from 2020 that we track. From the 11 gap up over 20%, 90% close red. So it has a nice data to go short, but today we have phase 3 news, so it could be a little bit more tricky. But take into account this data, 90% red close, and even the days that traded a lot of volume pre-market, it ended up closing red. So let's see, it's going to be very important if after the market opens, just the 5, 10, 15 first minutes, it keeps volume and it keeps fighting high, so it just fade a low volume.
With these constant headlines coming through, there's obviously other stocks moving around this morning. We were touching on Ford a little bit. Any interest in the tariff-related movement that we're seeing?
Not really, because the sectors that are moved, like vehicles and energy and all these things, are not the kind of sectors, the kind of place we like. We are more into pharma, biotechnology, because the catalysts move a lot. When you have a small biotechnology or small pharmas with one big new over 1 or 2 products, they only have probably 1 product. It moves a lot the market. So the tariffs are not impacting that much of these kind of sectors we trade.
Anything else we're missing here? What's top of your list this morning?
Well, we have had a couple of crazy days since Friday. I think it was Friday, Monday, and Tuesday. We have a lot of runners like MLGO, DATS. And when you have 2 or 3 of these stocks moving 300, 400%, the market is a little bit, scary, and if things start to push higher, we might have a chance to another runner. So we are looking, beside the stock we mentioned for today, the stocks that were tradable last days, like MLGO, DATS, or PST, TV. Those are the three tickers were very active for a couple of days, and we're going to look for shorts if the stock is less crowded. If no one is looking the last days, then we're going to try this with the lowest volume.
Luis Barbato joining us from the Real Trading Office over in Barcelona, Spain. Great to see you as always.
Thank you very much, Brendan.
Looking sharp. Yeah, I mean, it looked like hardwood in there. Couldn't really tell. Looking nice and sharp there. Of course, complaining about the rain. It's better than flurries. We got
McFlurry.
no, there was like a little bit of flurries.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
Like, come on, man.
There's a little bit of snow going around
A little bit. But there's been movers, small cappers. There's been like big movers almost every single day. But it's not always been obvious which one is going to be the most parabolic. Like, you had DATS a couple of days ago. You had some random runners in there. So I think you want to, like, if you trade these, I have a scanner open because sometimes the one that looks strong early, you have no idea to be the big rallier. Anyways, DATS is worth watching just because of this 350. Like, if it loses the bid here, it's kind of like descending wedge into 350. It's only a couple of days worth of action, but that's been a big one the last couple of days for sure. And you got to have an idea, you know, what you're looking for. And I always say this, it's not enough that something gaps up or gaps down. We get a lot of, hey, look at this symbol that's going high day break, and then it's not doing any volume. So you want something which is doing, sometimes day 2 volume's okay, but like that parabolic volume, if it's not doing good relative volume, then you don't want to be trading it. That's a lot of the reason why we look at the earnings day 2 plays. They're going to be big. I was going to mention this when Randy was here, but I completely forgot. Energy was strong yesterday. You know, that was, if you look
Oil at 3-month highs or something like that.
oil's moving higher. I mean, so was like consumer staples, like some of those, like just Procter & Gamble was up yesterday. But if you looked at like Chevron, and I know we talked about this XOM, 10 win streak on Chevron, and it's breaking out 52-week highs. So this could be, this could be in play. And then XLE, when you look at it overall, just gonna that one load up there. Okay, we're taking our time. I know it's opening day. We can go faster. XLE, and this as well. Bit of a topping tail candle on XLE with strength in a individual name. So this candle looks like a little bit of a fade chance on XLE, and 10 straight days up on Chevron is fantastic. If XLE starts breaking out, Chevron I think is going to be the best in the group, at least for now, because they have that whole Venezuela thing. But yeah, walking on XLE because popping tail at resistance where it had it before at 94. I'm not selling anything. I own XLE. I'm not selling anything, but if the observation is apt, given the strength that you had yesterday in energy, I believe we're headed on over to the upgrades and downgrades where AMD, I'm pretty sure it's on that list.
Bertha Grumman here, kicking things off with the upgrade side of things, getting a $575 price target here from RBC Capital Markets. Ryanair with a Deutsche Bank upgrade. Just one day here after Dollar Tree earnings, they're trading slightly low to start the morning, but getting an upgrade here from Telsey Advisory Group. Then we have Equinix here with a Wolf Research upgrade. On the downgrade side of things, we have AMD kicking things off. Downgrade from Jefferies Financial. You can read all about this downgrade in our Trader TV live watch list. But it is worth noting here, Jefferies Financial saying that AMD faces competition not only from NVIDIA, but also from Intel. We have Lockheed Martin getting a downgrade here from RBC Capital Markets. UBS being downgraded by BofA Securities. And last but not least, Goldman Sachs downgrading Imperial, guys.
Lockheed Martin.
Lockheed could see the 300s.
64, 65.
I think it's reasonable that Lockheed, it hasn't done anything to break trend down. If anything, it resumed the trend on the last pop, the 50 critical. I'm looking at a weekly chart for Lockheed. You get the new deal that Boeing was able to snag. That took some more wind out of their sails. Yeah, you lose this support. Lockheed in the 300s, it's waiting to pull the trigger on this one because I feel like at some point, companies like this, at some point you're going to get a buy zone because they're not going to go away, but ultimately it's still in that downward trend. Like nothing has given you any confirmation. Like anytime there's a little bit of a pop, it just loses a bit again, and you just can't seem to find anything. Double bottom for now, but I feel like this is one that potentially breaks this and heads even lower, especially with that Boeing.
And I have an upgrade to add to the list. I am upgrading gold again right now as GLD is breaking out one more time, holding above that 3,000 and making all-time highs one more time. So, I mean, there's not going to be too many markets out there that we're going to look at that look like this right now. This is gold. It's pretty easy to understand what's going on. So there's, man, a play against, obviously, the weaker US dollar, a play against uncertainty in the markets. Gold continues to go higher here in the face of actually Bitcoin holding as well. So, you know, I like this name, and we just talked about how energy's been going back up to the upside. So in what is uncertainty, a little bit of uncertainty there at the White House, obviously, as you know, the different sides of what's the right plan of action. So gold here, again, a trusted source, continues to go higher. So we'll wait to see what winds up happening there. And I like GLD, and I think you can even add it today to the portfolio and use like 275 as your out, which is a great down into here. You know, we've been holding it for a week and a half. I think that would be a decent spot. So there goes gold. I'm in, but not in enough. So I've only first bought this a couple months ago. I didn't even really want to do it, but we were looking at the charts and it looked fine. So I told you I was buying some more indexes, buying some gold. I don't know, getting old. That's for sure. Okay, so yeah, that's good. The second note will be out in a couple minutes, and we've got our watch list to go through. Make sure you do scan that Profit X right now. We'll find that. Make some bets on tonight's Jay's game. And again, the Profit X, you're going to have better lines than anywhere else. You can pay your own lines. If you don't want minus 110, which all the books are giving you, you can shave that down to minus 108 and see if someone picks you up, right? So you also, in this essence, can become the house there with Profit X, taking bets on both sides, making the book. So that's something that's really awesome, and we'll be showing you some more of that as well. And you can probably there's probably props. I don't know if there's going to be props about baseball players, but
for
the Jays?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll call it. I mean, we could.
Well, we can show it. What did you say? You said
it's normally 110. Yeah, but that's what's the money line? So right there, that's just who's going to straight up win. Yeah. So look at that spread. See, plus 100 there on Baltimore in the green, and then minus 104. So the Jays are favorite.
Well, yeah, we're at home, and we got Barrio. Okay.
Yeah.
We got a better. Well, I mean, I think we have a better pitcher going. I'll be at the game today, anyways. But
I mean, what we can do is we can easily call up.
I put 10 at 110 at the close yesterday.
Right.
You can already see it's moved a little bit.
And you can see the money that's there. There's 4,000 on the bid dollars, and then someone just made a bet there, so that 138 just went. See, look at the line, just went to minus 103. You see what I'm saying? So right there, live, someone just came in and offered a better price.
Yeah, and you can sit here waiting at 04 or 06. You can sit there waiting on the other side. Like, that's the cool thing about it. It's actually
home runs. Go to home runs. What happens if you go to home runs? Go to the top right there.
Oh, home runs.
Okay, so Springer. So there we go. Over, under. You can make these lines.
I want Santander.
Who the hell's Tyler O'Neill?
Santander for a bomb. Oh, there's no
make it. No, but I was saying go up there. Tyler O'Neill has someone on the bid right here.
Yeah.
Then we go under. So they're saying no.
He's Canadian.
So for $6 rate plus 375 on yes. So 4 to 1 if you think Tyler O'Neill
against a righty who throws a slider. Nah,
you don't think he's gonna get it?
Nah, I'm a baseball guy. I just that's not the best. What's gonna be fun though, of course, is Thursday. You have the tournament coming back in.
Yeah. Lots.
All the biggest action is gonna be on the tourney. I want to put something down that Bama's not gonna win. They're not. They're the worst.
Get some parlay magic going on in there, guys.
Yeah. Well, no, and this is a good point. Who's in here? Crow. O'Neill has 5 straight homers opening day. Remember, don't fall into those fallacies. As they're independent events, just because he's done it in the past doesn't mean it's going to happen in the future. That's one of those. It's like the whole. It's like charts. Yeah, it's very similar to that. But anyway, I think it's just going to be a heck of a lot of fun.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's happy that baseball's back.
It's our sports. It also means that the weather's getting better. Like it's a signal.
We don't all live in Barcelona.
You get playoffs in the NBA. You get playoffs in the NHL. You get March Madness. You get baseball starting.
It's almost as good as the fall.
The fall is the best
for me, yeah, because then you get the hype with NFL, which I think is much hyper than baseball.
No, but it's a playoffs.
And then you get baseball.
That's what makes it better. It's playoffs in baseball. It's NFL.
Baseball playoffs are the best. All right, look, we're excited. Let's go back over. We're going to run through the rundown. A couple of good names talked about already today was with Luis Barbado there, MLGO, G-Tech was up 80%. We'll check in on that as well. Dat Chat, that's what's up. I don't know if that's what's up today. You did mention Big Bear AI, but that thing's probably going to go to the moon at some point. Yeah, so cricket is better. Even cricket is better than baseball. Cricket is very popular.
I actually love cricket.
People
West Indian families, of course, I like cricket.
Yeah, we start. We've been doing baseball all summer, so we're excited to get baseball rock out of the place as well. There's some pictures of High Park being surrounded in my coach's chat yesterday, so everyone's getting all excited about that as they lay the new. It's all dirt, so it's a dirt. There's a mound. It's a professional.
You got to play on dirt.
Yeah, it's professional. Raised mound. You know, my daughter's been playing on a raised mound since 10 years old, or since 8 years old. Okay, let's go over to the desk here. Sharif looking good in that shirt. I don't know if it's a new one today or what. I like the color there on this guy.
Cute shirt. What's happening? I don't know.
Shout out to our friends over at Worksport. WKSP, we did mention with Luis a little bit earlier, but WKSP moving around here so far today, we get up to $5 in the pre-market for Worksport on earnings. Record revenue growth. That's not bad. Net sales reached 8.48 million. That's 405% to the upside over what they did a year ago. Margins expanded. Strong Q4 performance highlighted by net sales of 2.93 million, 250% increase year over year. The positives keep going here on and on and on. Even their forecast for 2025 to the upside as well. So giving some back here as far as the moves far in the pre-market for Worksport, but noting for another potential small capper, it's still up at a part of 4%. Yeah, let's get into everything else. Have a look at the market.
All right, guys, we sold off aggressively yesterday after we got the news of tariffs. So we closed out at around 57.60, around 57.58, with the overnight high being awfully close to that level, 57.72. So we're already using that 75-point area as resistance. If we can clear that 75-point area, we'll use 5,800 as resistance. But if we continue to sell off, then we're looking yesterday's low at 57.25 as support.
If you haven't done so yet, make sure you jump down to the description of this video, grab the watch list. Top link will get you to that page, and then all you need is your email address or inbox with everything you need to know on it in the pre-market before we come on at 8:30. We touched on it earlier, but going to be the biggest headline of the day so far anyway. There's always time. Auto tariffs come into effect late yesterday. We get the initial move downside here. Ford is acting all kinds of strange compared to everything else in this group. We get all the way down to 975 at the bottom there for Ford. Right back up here to 1050 this morning. GM, Tesla, as we saw earlier.
Let's see what we do after the open when the market really digests this and all the market on open orders start coming in. So here's a news item. Trump signed a proclamation imposing 25% tariffs on all cars not made in the U.S. as well as auto parts. The tariffs will take effect April 2nd with collection of the duties starting April 3rd. It's going to be applied to foreign-made cars like trucks, vans, you name it. It's going to cover a plethora of different categories. The expected revenue and enforcement, Brendo, about $100 billion here being per annual revenue, and Trump promised very strong policing on how tariffs apply to car components through, though the specifics do remain unclear. Some exemptions for the North American automaker, the big three, GM, Stellantis, Ford, are going to receive a 1-month exemption for vehicles complying with the USMCA trade deal. But after that, all's fair game.
Yeah, the guys are mentioning some names over in Europe this morning. It's worth noting Europe stocks as a whole were 2-week lows I saw this morning came in into place. So, and that was on some of these auto names moving to the downside. I just brought up STLA as well, another one noting in negative territory here, also got kind of flushed after the close yesterday.
Yeah, so I mean, look, we showed Ford's chart. Obviously, it's looking a little bit distinctly different. It wouldn't surprise me if it fades, but look, GM's down 7%. It's more what it's gapping past than anything else, because there was all kinds of liquidity, let's just say action off of $49 in both directions. Like it just hung out there and then would run away and hang out there and then run away. So it wouldn't take much of a pop at the open, I think, for GM to get you close to that 49, the 50 period. Moving average is sitting there for us. So I'm looking at GM as the auto name I'm going to play today. and pop back into this nice little 49. We bet pop and fades. It did that last time it was here, and it was support. Now I'm just looking at resistance. Overall, like this might not be the be-all, end-all that everyone is sort of assuming. Let's just play price action. You know, if it gets out and about and above 49, I think you got a pretty decent recovery going on for GM. But I want to fade into the 49 level on General Motors. That's the one I'm going to be watching. I mean, obviously Tesla, but I think Tesla's the kind of thing we trade every day. GM isn't, so you know that's the one I'll be looking at here.
Yeah, I think that's a good point there about Ford and GM. I mean, if you look over here at the imbalances earlier on today, I just wanted to say NIO. Yeah, like so I know we're not. I just wanted to bring this up to everyone's attention. There was that offering that happened for NIO, and I was going to be like, hey, what about, and I just talked about Big Bear AI, now it's a sell. Great, shouldn't have said anything. But there's NIO right here. I was hoping when I saw that news come through that we would be over $4 still to see if we could hold that. But now we're underneath it. So honestly, I always think that when you have an offering, it gets priced in almost immediately. So, pardon? Okay. I still have no idea what you mentioned there. So let me just go on and finish this and then we'll talk about it after. All right. So what we're talking about is coming up. Yeah, the NIO offering. Oh, okay. I get it. All right. So I just want to bring this one to everyone's attention. So this is still on the board. Thanks for that, Andre. But yeah, nice move back in for NIO. So we'll leave that one. All right. So what I want to get at, what else is on there? Oh, Tesla. We have auto tariffs, NIO, and Tesla. So 3 of the 5 stories. All right. So I have what are my choices? All right. You already looked at GM, so let's look at Ford then. I have one other choice. Ford, for some reason, again, trying to break out. So my talk was just going to be looking at here. We have Stellantis. So we talked about there, if you're looking at other names that might be in play as well. Stellantis, if again, breaking low, like everything is now underneath. So at the end of the day, I don't think you can go lower on pretty much any of these names. I do feel like a lot of this is baked in. So I am wondering if we do get a pop. So I would just say, look at yesterday's levels in order to get out. Like if you pop above yesterday's close on any of these names, whether or not it be GM, whether or not it be anywhere here, any of these names, I just think you want to watch out. I mean, GM is still down. We're not going to get back to yesterday's close, but you know, something has changed if we turn green on any of these names. So for me, GM short until it breaks through 48.25, and that's that. So I would remain short on all of these names. You'll look at BMW. There's also VWAGY, which is the Volkswagen ADR. ADR, right? You can trade this. This is, I mean, again, in the pre-market, it's not going to do anything, but Volkswagen's actually held out okay. Again, Porsche, Audi, the largest car maker in the world, I think by numbers, is Volkswagen when you add them all up. But right there, Volkswagen right now, looking at the 200 period as well, there's not that many, especially these names that are still above. I mean, BYD would be a look here. We're a little bit early on the day here, so I just want to just go over this quickly and then we'll throw it back. Not sure which one does more volume, either BYD, DF, but at the end of the day, I'm just trying to look at the daily chart anyways. So you can see here, BYD. We talked about that. They're used here in the buses. Toronto TTC has, I don't know how many buses, but they're in fleet as well. And the cheap cars coming in China, they don't have anything to worry about with these tariffs as they're really not even landed here yet. So BYD, a nice move. So there's going to be winners and losers in all of this. Volkswagen to me is interesting because you're right at the 200 period moving average. So VWAGY as an ADR. I don't know. I don't love any of these names, but because I'm not allowed to talk about Tesla or NIO.
Well, Volkswagen's chart looks this could really start to move as well.
Well, that's in Germany. That's what I was just looking at.
You had the German chart up. Oh yeah, you had the pink.
I'm not the one that we could trade today. Like people in Germany could obviously trade.
There's a trader I know that trades Europe. I'm messaging him right now. I'm like, make sure you're looking at European autos today. And we will be. But if
Neil, I don't think you need to message that guy that.
Well, I always, you know what? I always do, just because it's like on the off chance.
Right.
On the off chance, you never really know. And the one day that you are not paying enough attention and something that you do, because like this is a trader that makes his money on Europe.
We could trade that too.
No, we can trade.
It's open till 11:30.
Yeah, I think I still have buying power in Germany. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I know why. I went to throw an order out to test it, but Volkswagen trades. It's weird. It trades in 2 euro cent increments. So like you can't. Like I can offer 99.78, but I can't offer 99.77. So it would have, Yeah, we can trade both ways.
Yeah. So
I just haven't done it in a while. I wasn't sure if I still have buying power on the market, but
yeah, we got to set our keys up and all that stuff too.
Ew.
Okay, that's it. Let's go talk about AMD and its downgrade.
Randy's drilling. So if you hear that, blame Randy. AMD, gapping down further today after getting absolutely flushed yesterday on, that's a wrong story, on a downgrade and a pretty negative note at that this morning for this one.
It is, Brendo. So let's start. Jefferies downgrading AMD from buy to hold, citing increased competition from, you guessed it, Intel. The firm lowered its price target from 135 down to 120, implying about an 8.9% upside from yesterday's close. Intel's upcoming CEO is expected to make the company a bit more flexible, a bit more competitive in the chip market. Also, analysts not very happy here with AI progress being made at AMD, saying it's slower than expected, which is raising concerns, Brendo, about that 10 to 15 billion in AI revenue that Lisa Su projected for 2026 and 2027. Intel is also expected to produce, quote, a fairly competitive chip starting next year. So I'll have to see about that. Also, Jefferies did a benchmarking study finding AMD's graphic processing units, their GPU, their AI GPUs, well underperforming NVIDIA's across multiple open source platforms. So not exactly a glowing endorsement.
Yeah, the unfortunate slow kind of grind to the downside here continuing. We did get a nice bounce off 100, but I feel like it's coming back here pretty quickly for AMD, maybe even today.
And AMD.
Nice.
So yeah, I have AMD written down here. I have it. The sticky note is now out. I mean, yesterday it was a short. It was the number one name on the short. We were short yesterday at 115, right? So that's $9 now as it continued to go down. It's almost like they figured out that we downgraded it ourselves. Now we're trying to go short at 108. So, yesterday we had to wait for this play, and it actually turned out to be bad early because we got stopped out. Like we liked 115 short. So yesterday when we opened up, we were at 113.50. So it moved up about $2 against us up to 115.90. So we wound up getting stopped out for about, I think it was a 40 or 50 cent hit. Then we saw this top wick right there, and then it started just to collapse all over itself as the whole market I don't really know why the market went up for the first 10 minutes yesterday, but then it just crashed all day. I mean, we were talking about this. AMD just kept on going. The TQs kept on going. We had a 400 handle winner there on the TQs, 400 points on the NASDAQ yesterday, as it just went all the way down. You did have a nice recovery at the end of the day, which is pretty interesting. Saving some of that move because honestly, again, the market caught a little bit of a bid, but if you think about that, if without that bid there, if we go back to where it was at 320, then you're right here at 109 anyways. So I just thinking we could make a move back up into here. The 200 period right now is at 108. So that's what we're shorting. I'm shorting 108. And you know what? If we get busted up there to 110, I think that's where we may either... again, I want to short 108. If it breaks 108.50, we'll get out, right? Because I think a 50 cent hit on AMD is fine. We can definitely absorb that with no matter what shares we trade with, really. And then, because we're not going to go crazy, I put 5,000 shares right there, right? So then we'll wait to hear. This is going to be a bigger spot for me. If we get anywhere near 110, then I really want to use this 110.50, 110.30 area in order to be my slam zone. So this could be a really big trade if it does come up here. So that's what I'm looking at, is to really put down the hammer if we come up to this area. But for an initial short, and yesterday we got run over early, right? So initially we'll go short at 108. We'll feel that trade out, and then we'll work from there. But it is, again, it's a number one trade idea for me here. We have Tesla short 280. I don't know if it gets there. I'm playing over under 280. I responded to you, Chef Joe, on the chat as well. We'll trade Tesla, but that's coming up in a couple minutes. AMD 108 for sure. I don't even want to, although we had NVIDIA yesterday, and NVIDIA was my best trade yesterday, I want to look at AMD early and NVIDIA late once we can figure out some actual levels.
Yeah, I like NVIDIA today. I think you can pick. Hey, what's up, Randy? Send us a picture of the holder digging too. We'll show you that in a second.
You did?
We'll pull up in a quick little second. But we're gonna take some NVIDIA on pops. And yesterday I did not get the pop, so I'm gonna have more of a nuanced approach to it. Multiple levels to work off of. Prior low, which is 112.78, but that into 113, and then the 114 to 114 half. We'll call it the quarter mark in there. So that's the target area on any pops there for NVIDIA. Oh, this is what Randy said. I'm assuming this is the hole that they are making into the. Well, yeah, it's done. so we can get the charging station in the garage so that everyone here can not get EVs, I suppose. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Volkswagen. This is not limited to Volkswagen or even the Germans. Like BMW is going to be affected. Mercedes-Benz built in Mexico. Look at the Japanese stocks this morning, folks. They're down. All the Japanese car makers are going to take a hit on this. So this is not just limited to NAFTA or USMCA, KUSMA. This is going to be a global issue. Right. There's auto plants all over the place. These are global companies. So the impact is a little bit bigger than I think it reflects right now.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
It's bad for sure. I think it's going to be bad for many businesses, even within the United States, right? I mean, this will be felt for a minute, and then we'll just figure out what the next play is. Yeah, it's kind of sad thinking about all of that. I mean, here's Toyota. We just talked a little bit.
Too.
There is TM. So thanks, Randy, for bringing up some of these other manufacturers there. Yeah, Toyota coming down. That's down 3% today as well. You can trade TM as, again, one of the largest. They had the second and third most purchased cars in 2024 there. So, yeah, nice move back in for Toyota as well. And that's what I was showing you. I mean, so Toyota is another name that's at the 200 period. So both Toyota and Volkswagen still right here. So if you wanted to find some, as Randy said, if you do believe that this is going to affect many companies worldwide, which it will, then yeah, you actually get some value right now shorting here, because, you know, the move you would think would be to break the lows of many of these names, especially with guidance and all that. And, you know, the next quarter coming through, like, I don't know when Toyota reports or any of these companies report, but how could they possibly give a positive guide? I don't, you know, I can't see that as being there. So, you know, I think it's about doing your own research. What percentage of the cars are made inside the USA? What's the assembly thing?
Speaking of inside the USA, Mullen's an American company. Oh, it's just moving right now.
Mullen.
Well, I mean, I guess they make them in the U.S.
They make
to the limited extent that they make anything.
They reverse split again, or what?
Well, no, but it's just moving. There's no headline that I can hear, but it's actually going. The other day it did $1 billion in volume, maybe. I don't know if it's going to do anything like that, but if this continues its move, I'm eyeballing. It's about 30 to 35 in here. I'm going to go pay for some locates on Mullen, but that one on the move. Hey, autos are going to be in play. And here's another one with NIO with an offering. Although there's someone else who had an offering that's down more than Neo, and that was also GameStop. Yeah.
Yeah, we're at a bounce right now, but pretty ugly here. What is it? $3.95 for NIO coming into play here. 6.5% to the downside on a rather large offering coming through for NIO, unexpected.
118.8 million Class A shares, Brendo, in offshore transactions outside the U.S. under regulation of the Securities Act, so it meets all the requirements there. The funds raised will be used for R&D and smart EV technologies and new products. Strengthening the company's balance sheet is a key priority according to the release here, and the proceeds will also go to general corporate purposes, not really giving you much of a description there.
I mean, I think it's safe to say that NIO has lost as far as Chinese EV companies are concerned. XPeng not really doing much this morning. Downside with this entire group, but nowhere near as much. Half, in fact, we are trying to get back to 2 days ago, that pre-market low for XPeng right now.
Yeah, it pops to like 420. I think fade that. Or the only other play I'd make is if it goes 10% down, and then it's gonna be at the all-time low. Like, it'll be right in front of the all-time low. So if it gets double digits downside at the all-time low, I mean, I'm just gonna eyeball the chart here. Let's call it 360. Maybe it's like 61 or 62, but who cares? If it gets down there, maybe you look for a bounce play. But that's not the offering play that I think. Well, you never know. I mean, I can't. Maybe Neo gets down there at like at 933. I have no idea. If it does, then I'll take a look at it and maybe look for that long. But GameStop also had an offering in the aftermarket, live in the aftermarket show. They're down already double digits. The idea, well, my first idea was to fade or to short into 27. Now at this point, because you've already broken down to 25, you're gonna have to just adjust. VWAP sits at 26. It was prior pre-market low. So I would want to play reversions on this. Be a little bit patient with the pop and fade on GameStop today, because it already lost a bit here. down 10%. It's probably trapped some longs too. Like yesterday, it was relatively strong. It dipped at the open and then trended up. It was cold for most of the day before it eventually gave it up. But I think it trapped some longs off earnings. And if there is a bit of a relief rally, I want to short into that rally.
Yeah, I was looking up something there on my phone. NEO, yeah, so we talked about this earlier. All I wanted to do was actually just bring up the fact that it still is here. It was over 1 million at one point, now 600,000. So again, what I was saying before is that when these offerings hit, they pretty much get priced in right away. So I don't really want to trade it. You know, the price it is now is the price that it is now. So, you know, with talking about negative in the auto space, you have to go short, right? And so the 200 period's at $4. So right there for NIO, just looking at the daily chart, like I said, I kind of wish it was already here and then we could short it through $4, but I think you got to play it back into 4 and then just a matter of what your share size looks like, because you don't want to lose too much money on this. It's high yesterday, 420. Again, on and off rate, they have to raise capital. They're doing it through stock. So that's, you know, going to hit there to the downside. So that's not good. So there's no way it should be up today after all of that. You may get an SSR bounce. So you got to figure out whatever that's at there, being down 10%. So I'd say a couple more points, so maybe 375 or so. And then you might get a bounce off 375. But for me, I'm short $4 if it comes up there. And it might do that because right now it's feeling some pressure also from the imbalance. So it is going to feel a little bit of this, although there's not that much action. Like it was 1 million and it's only paired off 200,000. So 600,000 share print into the open, already done 22 million shares. So I'm not like worried about this imbalance, but it is applying a little bit of pressure. So let's just see what winds up happening here. I don't know what just caused it to go from 390 to 395, but if we get another back to $4, I think you take the risk or it might not be that like sort of sexy of a name to trade today because you're not going to get like those huge, like AMD could swing $5, Tesla could swing $20. Like there's Nvidia, there's going to be other names, GM, Ford, all that. But still a 10-cent move, a 20-cent move on a $4 name is still what you're looking for as far as a percentage. So yeah, NEO should be looked at today and probably traded by, especially if you're at a prop floor as well. Like you can use more shares if you get it right. So I would say NEO, definitely something to look at, especially if you're on a smaller cap size.
Let's talk about Palantir right back to the lows right now, 2% coming into play here. The CIO cutting IT team by 60%. That came out actually late yesterday, saving some cost anyways for Palantir going forward. There's also an
Okay. No, I just don't need to study. All right, come on. Study. Yeah. So they are waiting for me already. Say, Papa, hurry. I used to go to the office. Go and tell me the office. Go. All right, Khadija.
story that might be a little bit more pertinent to the topic.
Yes, and it has something to do with the border. So let's talk. It's 90.80 because that was yesterday's low. 89. You could get there. You never really know. But we already broke yesterday's bottoms. And I was thinking over under at that price level. Like if it bounces at the open and it's above it, then I'm not fighting the stock. Like to me, you could make that bounce. Palantir be at 93 right quick. That's just how it rolls, especially on the opening print. But if you hold underneath this, it's not a flat bottom because it basically made one bottom there yesterday, and you had to close from last Friday, essentially right at that price. So that's or up here. So let's just only look at that one level. Call it like 91. If we hold the opening range of 91, it's a continuation short for a PLTR. And anything other than that, like if it holds opening range above 91, I'm just looking long. That's what I mean by an over-under level. So I'm going to have that one up at the open along with GM, NVIDIA, and GME. GM. I'm like, what's the other one? GME. For sure. Yeah, a lot of G's today.
Yeah, we're on Palantir here. So I wrote down on the sticky note here between $90 and $90.50. Sorry, 90 to 91, and we're right in the middle at $90.50 here for Palantir. Look, I think it's good news for them. I mean, they've already got the approval on their foundry and on their system, and it's got the stamp of approval from the Department of Defense, and obviously they already have border control in there as well for the United States with some other deals. Apparently that hole is not done being drilled yet, so hole 2 getting drilled. What's up, Ram? It's not Ramin doing the drilling right now, so maybe she might have to go monitor it, though. Anyway, straight to the downside right there. It looks like it's going to continue. I like the good news story there for PLTR, but hard to ignore. I got to get rid of that wick. Hard to ignore the momentum right there. So yesterday, and you guys know this is what set our day off yesterday. We went long breaking right there. Like we have long yesterday at 96.80. Thankfully, we wound up losing 50 or 60 cents, but we averaged in back at the 200 and at the 50 period. So we made the hit a little worse than, not worse than we expected, but we added to it, which was bad. And then it fell down and just kept on going. So yeah, I'm not sure we really want to go long on this name, but this is the level. I just think if it's going to go, you want to try to hold 90. And I know we've dipped below it before, so 89.50, 89, probably better longs. But at the end of the day, I don't want to get into this one early, but it is on my radar, despite being down 2% and way worse than the market. I think if the story ever gets going, you know, Palantir should be a winner in something like this. So yeah, man, I do like Palantir, and I think it is a long, but again, not early. Let me just quickly look before the imbalances come through. We only have Tesla left. So it's still NEO, GM, GME. So they're very small here. So let's wait to see what the NASDAQ hits before we really make decisions on what's going to happen here. But look at this. Sharif and Brendo and everybody, there's like basically the last 20 minutes, it's pretty much just NASDAQ puke city, right back into the lows again. So yeah, big fail happening right now as we get ready for day 2 of a potential slide. NASDAQ out yesterday, guys, minus 2%. Not good.
He's drilling the hole and the market's following through it.
Yeah, the market is just getting right into it.
Yes. Including this stock, which is about to go red in right now.
There are
just turn red.
Fabian just asked about buying at the end of the day or the beginning of the day or the middle of the day, anything like that. And so, yeah, I mean, there has been studies, about trying to buy near the end of the day.
If you're buying for the long term, statistically speaking, if you bought the close, you outperform if you buy the open in a given day. That's generally speaking over the long term. Is a strategy. I read that like years ago, and I try to, if I'm buying in my long term, it doesn't really matter if you're holding forever, but it's just the stats bear it out, so why not? Usually not buy the open if you're gonna buy into something. The only time I make exceptions for that are on days like that August low, where like the market's gapped so far down that everyone's thinking it's gonna be Black Monday. I'll buy like that day. You're buying the open if you're buying.
Right.
Otherwise, like what else are you doing? Because usually by the end of the day, it's either been disaster or you've rallied it all back. Now let's talk about Tesla, because Tesla, as I said,
Fabian,
went red.
Oh no.
Still a little bit better than the rest, I guess, at this point as far as the automotive names are concerned. But yeah, back to negative here. 0.36 for Tesla. I mean, really, it's just kind of chopping around at the low end of the range. I mean, if we wait a couple minutes here, it'll be even worse. But the market continues to leak. But tell them why.
Yeah, well, the market's dropping right now, Brandon. So Tesla obviously is going to be in focus with tariffs, automotive tariffs, that is, coming into play. So Tesla benefit from producing all U.S. sold vehicles domestically, which reduces their direct exposure to tariffs. However, some Tesla components are imported specifically from Mexico and will be subject to higher cost. About 20 to 25% of their components in the Model Y come in from Mexico. Wedbush analyst Danny Ives called the tariffs a hurricane-like headwind for foreign and many U.S. automakers. He says it potentially is going to raise car prices by about 5,000 to 10,000. So we'll keep an eye on that. And then Tesla is set to report their Q1 delivery numbers April 2nd, Brendo, the same day that the tariff takes place, or take effect, I should say. Wall Street initially expected about 414,000 deliveries, but now they're estimating somewhere around 355 to 360 due to the weaker demand and the Model Y revamp, which they've shut down some gigafactories in order to retool.
Yeah, going to be a tough argument, I think, on the long side here for many of these with the market doing what it is currently, guys.
I mean, it's nowhere near the 200 moving average now, so you can throw that out the window. All I have written down on my iPad was 280 fade, which is seemingly very irrelevant right now on Tesla. So this is going to be similar to NVIDIA. Actually, it's not similar to NVIDIA because NVIDIA's underneath. You can play prior lows to work off of. Tesla doesn't have that. It's really just got here that 78 to 80, and then maybe like 275 for continuation. It looked like Tesla, it was up. It was going to be the one stock that probably would give you a little bit of strength into the open. That's not happening right now. As far as buy zones for Tesla, just going to throw it out there, 250 to 252. And that's this prior resistance on the daily chart, right? So I think we said this yesterday and the day before that a pullback in Tesla, the first big test is this 50 to 52 area. Not impossible. It seems improbable. But that'd only be 7% down or 7.5%, 8% down. Like that's possible at some point today. But yeah, I don't know if we can get all the way to 280 on a pop, but that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, I think it's not only possible, it's probably likely, to be honest with you. All right, so I have the same play, man. Tesla 280, but the thing is like everything, as Neil's mentioned, like we're just going lower and lower. So the 200 period now, although still sloping up, which is ridiculous. Like this is why I was thinking that we could bounce off and get up into this area. I was going to start by saying that not 280, 278 is where we were going to start. I just wrote down 280 as the ultimate high. So we still are sitting here to go short on Tesla at 277. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now. But yeah, it's pretty bad. Goes out at the lows there yesterday at about 330. Nice rally into the close up to 275. And then, holds those, not 273, holds 275 this morning as a top. So you're looking at that as well. But there we go. So now trying to bounce back a little bit. So let's see if this NASDAQ can finally hold. This is what's on order right now. So there's a lot of, shout out to my guy Joe over there because he's on TSLL. That's right here as well. So there's decent size there. NVDL as well. So everyone's staying away from the big orders today. That's for sure. It doesn't look like there's much for sale or on balance. Early Mullen. We talked about NIO. It's already done 25 million shares. So 2 million is still nice. That's still a lot of pressure. We'll see about a $4 short on that. All right. So where are my orders? Well, I'm looking at AMD right now. I don't want to get caught up too early on this because yesterday we did that. And so right now I'm offering 107.75. That's $1.40 or so from this level upside. We saw that move yesterday, almost $2 up. So we'll see if we can get something in the 200 periods right there. That's AMD. We're going to keep an eye on Palantir at these levels as well. We just bounced $1 almost. Right back up to the upside right there. So that was nice. We'll look at some Palantir. Amazon, Uber, Alibaba. You're looking at GM, obviously.
GM just really lost a bit here. Okay. So with this now move to the downside, I want no part of shorting GM at this low. Like it's down 9%, 8.5%, almost 9% down. Like that's enough of a move that you can favor. If you're not already sitting in it, you got to be really patient if this starts coming back into the upside. As you said, Palantir regained support. Oh yeah, GameStop is the other one we're going to have on the open. This has a better chance of filling, as we are going to drop the countdown on this Thursday for you. Brought to you by Foremost Clean Energy. The opening bell starts in 2-1. Ring it, Eric. I feel like the new bell is a little awkward there. So GameStop trying to bounce a little bit here to the open. We're looking to fade a pop in GME if it gets higher. Sorry. I'm just chuckling over that bell. Market is coming higher. Palantir making a pretty decisive move to the upside. There as Palantir.
All right, yeah.
Palantir at 91.5 and really screaming to the upside. So there goes like that over under at 980. It's already over. So if you weren't punched long already,
We are loving it.
Nvidia headed higher as well, so this actually does have a chance. Get into prior highs or get into that 104 for 114.22. Those are 25. Those are the levels we're looking at for Nvidia. But GameStop as well, looking for a fade at pre-market hops. But $1 away from that, so I don't want to get in too early.
All right, the long that we wrote down was Palantir. And there it goes off of nine. We wrote down, I mean, this look, man. I mean, some days we have them right off the open. Yesterday we had AMD immediately. We wrote down between nine. I mean, it's right here. You guys can read it. 90 to 91. The low of the day, 90.25. Bye-bye. Palantir right there. I mean, I couldn't believe the story sort of when we read it, what's going on with it. But there goes Tesla as well. I mean, everything is cooking. So we're into Tesla short. We talked about where we were going to wait for that one. 265.75 right now. We were looking at 277, remember? So one, like not even. This is like basically half of one unit. It's kind of not even really. We're waiting up here at 277 right now for Tesla. So that's going to be our first look. And here it comes right now, screaming to the top side, 277. Let's put on a little bit more in case, this is where I don't want to get too much FOMO. We'll put on a little bit there at 276.50. Now we'll watch out. We're short Tesla here to start the day. Remember our Remember where, now we're almost $1 in the money. Remember where our ultimate areas were though, 280. So let's be careful about that level. Tesla now dancing around, that's for sure, as AMD's also coming up. Hey man, the market likes the tariffs, maybe.
I don't know if they like it, but I think you're getting a relief rally because of how crazy things were to the downside. I'm going to get to GM, and in a second, we're in GME off 26. And we're also, we did not get into NVIDIA. NVIDIA's popping, but it didn't quite. We probably should have gotten filled in there on NVIDIA. See if I can't get 112s or just above there. Throw the order in. We're in GME, not GM, but we are heading back into the downside for sure. Market's about to break those lows. This is the wick on General Motors. It did pop 48, and we did not have an order. We just got into the GME and out. So the GME is going to be a fail, but I got to get into the GM short if it's going to do that kind of a move.
$2 already. Guys, we're here. We did this yesterday. We're doing this, trying to do this every day, giving you these big wins and at least just ideas, whether or not they're big wins or not. They could be big losers, obviously, as well. But there's the idea. Out more of Tesla right there. Let's just wait to see what winds up happening. 274.50 downside. So we'll wait to see if we can get that fill. It does go 274 flat, I think was the low there. So that was the $2 play right there in for that. And again, started from the bottom. Now we're here. Let's see how far we can go upside now. We're still waiting for 280 to come in for TSLA. And oh man, did we just miss it again? Because there's the fill right there. Boom, there's $2. AMD went to 107.50. We're at 107. 75. So missed opportunity, but oh boy, Neil, we did not miss it right now, as there goes Tesla. Now $2, guys, nicely cooking in the money. Neil, did I say 2? That was my bad. Now $3 in the money as we go lower now on Tesla. So there it is, man. Stick with the ideas that you have, man. Get in, get out. Neil did that on GME. We're trying to do that a little bit on Tesla and waiting to hold it. Let's see if it can come in. We've already got out of 10%. We're waiting for a third. There it is. Bang. There's your $3 winner right there off the jump. So yeah, we're cooking right now, man. And there goes Tesla. There we go. That's one day met right there. So we talked about yesterday, we wound up battling back the end of the day, but there we go already. So just wait to see. We did have a good cash out there at 73, the day's low. So that was a big order for us, which is why we got a little excited there. Let's see what Tesla winds up doing. Hey man, could still rip your face off. The market was just at lows.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by GM, not GME, GM. GME is still trying to go. I can see a squeeze there. I wait that one out, but GM caught a wick to 48 and is now breaking 46. I thought it would maybe pop, but I didn't think it would drop this fast. It's already breaking the lows. I did not want to punch any lower the days today at 9% to the downside. So trying to get picked back up. You're still in the opening range. There's a chance we can get a pop to the upside. NVIDIA, similar story on NVIDIA. Hit enter too fast, and we just go to the black chart right away. So NVIDIA, I'm trying to get short in front of the pre-market high. We tried to let it be patient on that pop. Didn't want to get run over. When it wicked 112.50, threw the offer on the way back down. Still looking to get picked up with it there. And then GME, because I want to make sure we show you it all. GameStop does. I just hit enter. What is going on, GME? Hit enter twice.
Get a couple.
Yeah, there we go. Always have to hit it twice. GME runs the stops, and I'm trying to get into GM, and then it comes right back into the downside. So I did get some out for profit on the way down, and then took the stop out. So we filled when it broke through 26. We added when it broke through 25.90. It then immediately found a bid at 75. Going to try to get back in on next available pops. I'm shorting pops in all three of those names if we get the chance. But it's GM that's surprising me in terms of its volatility. Did not really see that coming. If it's going to be that low, and I can't get in until maybe V1, going to look elsewhere because Ford is breaking trend. Well, this one is going to have to be the backup. Take for it and give it to 1030 point because GM is way too weak. And like as I say it, Ford.
We'll take another out here. I may just be on this all day, but right now Tesla into 273. Let's give it a little bit of a shot right there. And as I say that, of course, coming right in is Palantir. So there's
Palantir broke 80.
Yeah, Palantir broke. Yeah. So now we're long Palantir right now. This was the level that we wanted to talk about down here into $90. So here comes Palantir right back in right now. So all right, Palantir, if we can go back up, we'll take that as well. 78, 79. I mean, here we go again. We'll take out some Palantir. We'll take out some profit right there on that name as it's coming back into the 7. So we'll do that. Sharif, $3 right now short on Tesla right there. But we're battling with Palantir right here, flat on Palantir right now. So Tesla really tanking in now. Here we go, Neil. 373 now. Short up here. It's the call that we made early. Let's see if it can last. But Palantir is the one. If we break below 90, man, this is what we have written on here. We talked about better longs are like 88, 89. If this market's going to bleed, we don't need to throw up all over ourselves here with Palantir. So let's just be careful with it. I'm going to reduce the shares actually that I have waiting down there at 10, and then we'll see if we can get some better positions. There it is. So we got another position on right now on. We just got a dollar cost average down, but we lowered the amount of shares because this name's coming in a lot, and
Ford's taking.
Yeah, and we don't want to wash our Tesla trader with a bad decision on Palantir. So, all right, that's what Palantir is. We just got a nice little bump up in it, so let's get some more out here on Palantir as Tesla is the one holding fort for me here. Go Palantir, let's go, man. Can we go 2 for 2?
So when 90.80 broke yesterday's low in Palantir, I went short through 90.80 on the way down. I just got into GM. We'll get there in a second because Ford just broke down lower. GM is actually catching a bid. I think Palantir just found a bid at 90. Just a reminder to everybody, got to throw it in here. 90, you're at the 50-period moving average. Well, that's an obvious level that I think Palantir has a chance. So just going to throw that out for everybody. Ford, big tank. Right when I was literally, as I was saying, oh my God, Ford is breaking down. My goodness, Ford is breaking down. I tried to punch short. You saw me miss it live. So Palantir, I want to take 90s if we can get it or just in front. I think I'm sitting at 12s, but GM just came into VWAP. So this wick, if you can see it, it's about 47.2. So I want to give it to the quarters on General Motors. If it closes the next bar underneath VWAP, then I want to add on GM. So just in those two names, NVIDIA no fills, yeah, I think is the big one. As Palantir must have just hit 90.
It did. Yeah, it took out 90.
I got to cancel NVIDIA order. NVIDIA's not coming up there. You're not going to get a pop, it looks like, here on NVIDIA. Market just broke 20,000. Palantir is still holding the 90 level. But that's that 50 period on the daily. I wanted to give it a shot to hold. I'm going to short pops in this. As long as we're under prior day lows on Palantir, going to be looking short. Yeah, the chip must be bleeding. There's got to be another chip I can chip name 5. The other stock, one more before we go to Adara. Neo is holding the low. So I was thinking we get down to 370, 360s and we put a long on. But if it doesn't break the low, there's only one place to go, as a saying of mine. So I won't want to sleep on Neo. It's got a pretty big gap to fill. And it was just an offering for Neo. That was the news. I mean, stock that you expect to dilutes, that can only be so bad. If it gets 10% down, I'd look SSR.
Yeah.
Oh, there. Yeah.
Keep an eye here on Foremost Clean Energy. Our friends at Foremost here announced they've kicked off preparation for their 2025 drill campaign at the Hatchet Lake Uranium Project in Athabasca Basin in northern Saskatchewan. They're basically going to be targeting 2,000 meters of diamond drilling in high priority areas. They're building on past data from Denison mines, while shallow sandstone covering enabling efficient exploration. They also did announce here their board members, Jonathan Moore, has resigned, and they're actively seeking a new independent director. Back to you.
All right, just covering more there on Tesla as it's just trying to bounce off 273. It seems like that might be the bottom, so we'll cover more of it here as now it's starting to bounce higher here for everybody, I guess. That's long on Tesla. We're going to basically just watch out for that name. You were on AMD as well. All the chip names, not just AMD specifically, of course. But yeah, we'll wait to see what's going to happen here with these names back into the downside maybe for chip names. I mean, I was looking to try to go short there at 107. Now we have to adjust it. I was 108. We were at 107.75. It gets as high as 107.50. And we purposely attempted to stay away from some of these names earlier on. You know, we saw Palantir come screaming back in. Like Palantir went 92 to 89 or so. Okay, and there it goes. Yeah, Micron might be a name to look at. People were a little bit wondering. We're wondering about Broadcom in the last couple.
ARM got destroyed already.
Oh, ARM
Look at these chip names, everybody. ARM 3.5% down. Micron breaking lower, and flat bottom breaking. You know what? 85 could come there today. Very quickly, this is the daily chart on Micron. That is 85. That is where everyone in the world has been buying it. Probably an overstatement, but yeah, you're only $4 away from it. So I'm going mean reversion if we see once 86, I'm looking for a reversal long on Micron. Sometimes life comes at you fast, and in a down market, the bid comes even faster. So want to be locked and loaded and ready for that opportunity. Try to reload GM here off VWAP, breaks 42.75. I think I give this short up. Palantir, I think it was the right decision to see what happens after the 90 level, because it's now with the 90 level twice. That was me still my order. So I had to break low short, one filled, one didn't, and I don't want to sit there. I'll allow it to come into VWAP and play that by ears. I want to get it on the way down if I can, if it makes a pop to the upside on Palantir. So only in GM for now. As another name that's going wild in the downside in chipland is SMCI. Why that's interesting to me is it's holding and hugging VWAP, kind of the way GM is. So I did pay for, pretty sure I paid for locates on SMCI. Got blitzed yesterday. This is another opportunity to short a pop if we can get it, because there hasn't been a chip name that I've been able to get into to the south side.
All right. Yeah, what's up with this? So right now Tesla is absolutely to the upside right now. So good. I mean, a good sort of cover up there for Tesla down at the bottom. But I mean, these are the levels we talked about sitting at 277. So we just reloaded a very small amount. We're not, like I say, it's going to be a very, very interesting day, especially in tariff land. And it's going to be led by, you know, some of these names. So as Tesla does come back up to the upside right now, we're going to wait to see about what happens closer to 280, because you know, we're not in it too heavy, but you know, we did get back in, and you know, we still are short. We had some great covers down there, but as the market's doing this, Tesla's doing this. So again, a little bit of a confusing message here I'm getting from TSLA. So be very, very careful with it is at the end of the day. Here's what I'm trying to say. We're flat on Palantir on the day, you know, picked up that low out there. You know, we got dripped out there. We know that. We saw that as it broke through 90. We talked about getting when that happened. And then Palantir, if we come back, oh, he's adjusting. That's okay, Fabian. Just keep it on here for a minute. Just go do whatever you're doing, then I'll get this figured out. So there we go. Fabian's by himself over there, so doing lots. Okay, so there goes Palantir. I just wanted to show you that was one of those reload areas. We're going to get some more out here. Let's go. Yes, 50s. We got these. There we go, man. Nice move as well. There comes Tesla. There goes Palantir. So far, so good here today, man. We're banging out some winners for you on the show. So good so far. Let's see if we can keep it going. We do need Tesla to drop, though, man. I mean, Tesla's the one that we have more. Okay, let's go Palantir, man. Reverse dollar club right there on Palantir. It's like the reverse sweep in hockey. There it goes, man. And now $1 in the money long PLTR, and out of the money 40 cents flat now on Tesla as it's coming back in. Oh boy, this could be a great, I mean, I'm always thinking every day could be a great day, but here comes Tesla. Let's go. Let's ring that. Oh, we're at 15s. Bang. There's the register run again over here, Neil. Man, oh man, today is getting pretty good over here. I don't know. You're on GM, so stick to your guns.
I'm glad we're out of Palantir. I think we got the right spot on PLTRs is catching a bit of a bid. Reloading GM, gonna reload GM here underneath VWAP, still giving it to the same level. You see the second bar at the open we'll give it to that price. I was just gearing up on Tesla if it was going to get to that 280, because we said 280 was going to be the level. It's still trending up to it. So I like Tesla 280. We're going to go for it when it gets there. Let's go to Adara.
I hear on NVDA, which is bouncing pretty nicely here, CNBC reporting that this company is going to be entering CoreWeave's deal. So CoreWeave set to IPO tomorrow. Apparently, they're going to be having a $250 million order. CoreWeave set apparently for about a $40 per share IPO. Again, this is just reported by CNBC, not yet confirmed, but watch out for CoreWeave. It's supposed to IPO on Friday. That'll be tomorrow, guys. Also, we do have some economic data coming through at 10 a.m. Nothing major, but some pending home sales data to digest at 10. Back to you.
I don't see it. I was just talking to Obi about the IPO that should be tomorrow in CoreWeave. You know what? That's worth talking about a little bit later, because they use the old H100 chip, and that's what they rent out to everybody, which obviously is not the latest technology.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they could come under a little bit of pressure because of that. It makes sense to me. If there's downward sentiment, how can it be good for them if all their clients are using the old stuff and you want the good? So
See that?
just bid 46.6 on GM. Want to go back over to Tesla because I think we have a chance. Like it's so close to 280, and the second it breaks this trend, it's close enough to the 280 level that I want to take a trend reversal here. So there's your 280 area from the opening range yesterday. I think we look for that trend reverse there. I gotta say, like, it's position pending on GM. Palantir worked, but I lost shorting the initial move on GME, and now it's absolutely flushing. I'm not chasing it down here. I'll just be patient enough to wait for it to pop and maybe give me a shot at VWAP, because kind of bungled that one. Sometimes you get in too early. I know we always talk about that, but it happens out there every now and then. And nothing on NVIDIA yet either. That one hasn't given any kind of a pop that I like.
All right. We're just arms crossing for Tesla. If there's anything, I have another bid here at 275.60 for adult. Wow, there goes Tesla right there to the downside, man. Your boy is here. We're trading Tesla, and it is an absolute monster banger right now for us on TSLA. I'm going to cancel all the bids that we were just doing. Let's get some more out right there. Bang. There's 250, Neil. Here we go to the downside. Really starting to go, man. And let's just get out of some of our Palantir, man. I mean, Palantir, we were able to get out right there at VWAP, but there it is, coming right back in. Oh, boy, man. $3 now in the money for Tesla. Adara.
This part of the show brought to you by Foremost. Unlock the nuclear renaissance with Foremost Clean Energy, leveraging one of the biggest mega trends on the planet, nuclear energy. Partnered with Denison Mines with properties strategically located in the Athabasca Basin, known as the Saudi Arabia of uranium. This undervalued company is poised to capitalize on the exploding nuclear market and offers unparalleled growth potential. The future is nuclear, and Foremost is green. On the NASDAQ under FMST and on the CSE as FAT, or you can just go to foremostcleanenergy.com for details. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Adara. Appreciate you. I just missed pounds here. I'll show you in a quick little second. But GM broke that quarter mark, so we're going to be out of it. Tesla broke trend, so we're looking to get into Tesla. Broke the trend line, but there goes GM through 42, 47.25. I still want this if we get anywhere to the pre-market high or 49. So a couple of shots I'm willing to take. Orders. I think we have a chance to get it. Palantir just came back to our VWAP, came back underneath it. I tried to get it on the way down. I didn't get it on the way down, so on the way back up, we'll give it to that prior bar high at 91 even on Palantir. Something in the chip space. Haven't found anything that I've been in love with just yet, but you don't have to force the action. Palantir and some of these auto names are definitely giving you enough. Have the trend line drawn, but you can see it broke the trend line to the downside. Give it to the prior bar close, which is 77.5. Not the lower high. I would bar exit. If you're giving it a couple bucks, want to make sure it's breaking VWAP before you get out on Tesla. And I'm willing to short this one multiple times until it gets above $280. As long as not there, I think we can be good to go on Tesla. Wait for that trend line to break. Not going to get back into GM until it gets at least to 48. Getting there pretty quick. Get my stop.
Yeah, $4 on Tesla, $1 Palantir as we go. Yeah, so there it goes, man. This is the thing, right? I mean, this is what we're trading here. We're bringing the energy. We're showing you everything. We're stuff away for free, right there with the stick. You know, obviously we have 280 written down there for Tesla. So I told you we're already going to wait for that level to come back through, and then we'll trade again. So right now, you can see our positions. I'm out of the money 40 cents on Tesla, which is completely fine. We're half of our trade already on that name. So far, so good there as we wait to see what the next stage here is for TSLA. And then part of our 2 for 2 plan here would be to all Palantir. And again, these are just 2 ideas that you guys are looking for something. I just trade what I talk. Tesla, there's Palantir, there's the long 90 to 91. That's what we have. Here's the short Tesla all day. We're also looking at the TQs and AMD. So those are the other names that I'm going to be focused on. And of course, checking out the chat as we get closer and closer and get a little bit lighter in our positions. We'll be able to look at some of the names that you have for offer. So I know Neil's been on GME and GM, and now we're on Tesla. So we're all figuring, and Palantir actually. So we're all on a bunch of these things right now. So that's what we're doing here. Let's just wait to see what winds up happening in this market, and then the other plays. I mean, GameStop, you already
Nvidia's coming.
sort of already had that. Nvidia's coming upside.
Nvidia is close, almost there.
All right,
But just,
all right.
I mean, you guys already saw power. If it breaks this prior bar high, I'm going to be out of it. But Nvidia just popped. So it just went on Palantir. So that reload is going to. We'll wait for a third chance at it. I don't want to take a third crack at it just yet, but I'm willing to still grab it if it does the over-under at that 91 level one more time. So there goes Nvidia right into the high. Wanted to wait for it to get there. It did opening wicket right to this top, but we weren't quite fast enough. So looking for a secondary pop. If we close, not breaking this high, then I still want the Nvidia short. It's short the pops until proven otherwise in these plays. So we're going to get into Nvidia, I think, any second now, and then give it to that prior bar on NVDA. It's the only chip name that came into play for me. Looked at SMCI. That wasn't quite there. Don't want to chase on Micron or ARM or any of those, so I just had to stick back to the plan in NVIDIA. Get to GameStop in a quick little second. Just want to adjust my stop order there. And the eyeballs are still going to be on PLTR. I don't mind getting back in. Like, if it breaks, I'll get out. I'll jump right back in if it's just a wicket. Nothing wrong with that. Palantir still making lower highs. Just battling yesterday's low. And that's the price. I don't want to fight it if it's breaking out above that price.
All right, yeah, we just took $1.20 the other way there on Palantir. So me and Neil going, making money but trying to go up all here. So we'll just wait. I mean, the market's doing this thing. So I'm covering here. Like, we have a bunch of covers. So it's not like I put this long or anything as we continue to do exactly that cover. So right now we only have a third left of this trade. But a third left of this trade is still great. And this has put us obviously positive on this name as we lost it there, got it back, and there it goes right there to the upside. All right, so we wait for Tesla. I do have a bid down here at 276, which will give us that dollar club. I mean, we like the dollar club. Let's just hit it again because now Palantir going AM right now to the upside. There it goes, $1.30 now. Sorry, guys, I don't want to get too excited. $1.30 now up to the right goes PLTR. And again, like, I don't even have to get excited, right? All I have to do is just keep addressing you guys to come over where we talked about Palantir 90 to 91 long right there. It's at 91.50. As we said, like, no matter what about that, I liked the long take there in Palantir. And there, wow, 90. Okay, I got to get more up here as now this is really starting to go. All right, there it goes, man. $1.70 now. PLTR, nice move higher. All right, man. So I saw you got out of Tesla. Tesla's out of spot right now, up to 279. So watch out. Here comes Tesla screaming higher.
I'm out and waiting for 80 at this point. Want to try to keep it in the pocket. Gave back half of what we lost off what we made on Tesla yesterday. And right now, we got 280 and 281 right in here. Opening range. Wait for the next trade. It's going to be a similar spot to PLTR. We got out of Palantir with the willingness to get back in, but not the willingness to hold it past our level. So if Palantir goes all the way to the top at 92.5, then I can get it. Or we can get back underneath 91 and VWAP, and that's going to be where the reentry is. But the second you start running, I'm going to get the you-know-what out of Dodge. It's okay to okay to be wrong. It's not okay to stay wrong. So I think it's about to get to this 280 level. That's going to be the second grab at it for sure. As we look to get our shot one time in, I want to get one that either breaks a trend and flushes, or we're going to be out of it and resolve itself there. So Tesla at 280 is going to be next for sure. GME, just to go back to GameStop, it has yet to make another pop. It's trying to bounce now. Still have eyeballs on it. And I guess it's also the aftermarket low. So they give you some confluence, 25.5 on GameStop. It is short sell restricted up till in effect, which makes it easier to short pops than it is to hit the bid when it comes down.
Okay. Yeah. So we just reshorted up here at 279, 278, 75 or so there. So we'll just wait. I mean, it's 75 cents in the money on that reload, but we're waiting for lower, obviously, as we're still short at 277 and change. Right there. So okay, we'll watch it. What happened? Oh, I moved over my net button. I have to move that over so I can see that a little bit clearer. Here on my blotter. Okay. So here we go. All right. So 279 and change. So we are waiting. We're waiting up here. So close. As you know, it's getting up to 80 marker. So we'll just average in very, very small, but we do an order right here, ready to go to get this trade and see about shorting it through right now. So, okay, it's coming upside. Might not get us need to be here for that position, but we'll take some and then watch to see what the next play is here for Tesla. We just missed.
It's not filling anything close to 79.
No, the best fill I got there was 30s, I believe. Yeah, we got 25s, 24s right here. So we'll wait to see what is now up with that. So good little trade so far here on Tesla as we get that top tick up there. But we're just getting in small. We want to get a little bit bigger as we get closer. We have a good position. Don't get me wrong, but a little bit lighter on that one. It's now 1 and 2 right there for PLTR. Let's get out of one more piece up here again as it just keeps on hovering around. So there we go, man. Tesla, we got that price there. It goes, it's $1 off of our load, but of course we want to get a little bit lower than that. It's too bad, man. We just missed a much bigger fill. So we'll wait to see now what's going on there. Look, I'm staying true to what we're talking about here. We'll go 2 for 2 today with Tesla and Palantir and just continue to watch it. Hopefully we do get a little closer to that 280 so we can more shares. But for right now, it's a nice little pullback in. We just shorted that. We might as well cover at least a little bit down here for a little bit of a profit if we can even get that. We'll just bid in the teens right there, 278 to wait for it. And there go. Palantir is an absolute rocket. Now 92 right there for the king of the castle. Palantir. Alex Karp just continues, man, to make new highs here. Almost. That 92 was a good one. We'll see if it can get a little bit higher than that. But there's Tesla, nice to the downside. And oh boy, props it up right there for everybody that's trading this name today as Tesla making it rain to the downside, but also upside. I feel like the longs have been better plays, guys. Like off the 200 period, this has just been better. We're just fighting the top right now. So congratulations, man, showing everybody. Whoever was long this name, man, my props go up to you. You nailed that. The long is the better play. We made all our money early, and right now we're not struggling. I mean, we're in the money, but we're trying to get this to make that move down. Why fight the trend? It's been a good move there for Tesla long. So congratulations, everybody that's been hammering that one long and Palantir.
Yeah, the market is bouncing. There's no question about that, but you're actually still negative on a bunch of things. The NASDAQ just got to overnight highs right in here, so it looks like we're pressing into that range. ES, not quite there yet. It's a few shekels away from getting to that top. NVIDIA is still underneath resistance. 114 quarter, as long as it was underneath that, I'm not bullish on it. Did a topping tail candle, so I'm jumping back in. I tried to get the top of the wick here and get some fills over 113. Wasn't able to do so, but we got some on the way down underneath 113 at the 82 level. Trying to add to it if we can, but I want to do so on pops, at least for now. In a strong market, you want to try to let it get to you. Before we go to Adair, we have numbers in a couple seconds. Palantir, we shorted under VWAP. Now we're waiting for it to test that 92 half. It gets to 92 half, then we take a shot at it. And Tesla still hasn't gone to 280, but it is getting there. Adair.
92 half.
Take a look here at some economic data. We just here at 10 a.m. had the pending home here month over month, 2% versus 1% expected. So a little bit higher than expected, also higher than the previous print of 4.6. The pending housing homes index here coming in at 72, above the previous print of 70.6. Here's the market continuing to bounce really nicely. Nice V-shaped recovery for this one. We know the market was really spooked here by announcements of tariffs. Here's TSLA. One that actually held up relatively well, but again, they're not purely an auto company. They have the robotics element as well. Regardless, TSLA looking nice, and as mentioned earlier, pushing towards 280. It's worth noting as well, Wedbush analysts estimating that these tariffs could add up to $5,000 in car prices. So higher priced vehicles could be a good look at the industry as well, despite the tariff-related hits. GME and NEO, this is GME pictured here. Here's NEO, both announcing here share offerings. So offerings on watch here for NEO and GameStop. NEO recovering nicely, but GME, as you just saw, is still at days lows, guys. Back to you.
Yeah, GameStop.
We get to 420. It's too bad NEO didn't get lower. I actually thought it was a long.
Man, yeah, I
increase.
forgot to look at that, actually.
At the all-time low, I would have gone long on NIO, but it never got there. It was still 5 or 6% away, maybe a little bit more than that. Tesla just got to 279.5 ish. No, it didn't.
Almost. No, it didn't.
No, it didn't. Okay, so like 30 something. It got close. It got close to this lower high. So I got the first entry in. The top here is 2870 from yesterday's opening range. So I still think you have some room to go. Nvidia is still trying to climb higher, but it's not giving any more fills above 113. It might sneak in at the 90s. If we're going to reload this, looking for VWAP on the outside. Nvidia, Palantir is getting really close to that 92.5, but not there just yet. And GameStop, my goodness, GameStop. All right, it's still on those lows. Looking for 25s. I've canceled the VWAP order. Well, I'm canceling the VWAP order, I should say. I actually have to do so. I'm going to short this one into 25. Just want to short pops in GameStop. Every single chance that we get in GME, we're going to shot at it. There's any other names. I know we haven't looked at a lot of the other Mag 7 names. I'm probably going to look over Amazon at some point and regret the fact that we didn't look at that 200 period moving average, which is also at $200 on AMZN. But I came in bearish today, so I don't want to give up that notion yet.
All right, yeah, we're you guys know what we're doing here. That's Palantir. Sorry, Palantir was. I'm still waiting for that 92.20. I do have an offer there, but here goes Tesla. So we'll wait, man. I mean, we don't have a choice. If it breaks 280, then we are going to be out of Tesla. So this is what we're doing. We're short at 278.90s. So a dollar club, reverse dollar club. Here, if it breaks a little bit higher than that, it looks like going right here again. So yeah, man, not good, obviously, but like I said, I was already thinking the longs. Like, look at the market. The market is screaming here for the last couple minutes. I mean, nice move right back up to day's high. Again, for the market, I am bidding down here at 278. If we can go down there, that'd be pretty good to take that $1 because looks like very, very soon it's about to get clocked right there up to 280. I mean, everybody's looking at the same levels, so probably will get run. And that's what trading's all about. Making your plays, making your calls, and sitting in them, and that's what it is, right? You're not going to get perfect all the time, but just bounced off 279. I thought maybe we were getting a little bit of a pullback there, so we'll wait to see if that does come through. It's trying right now. So here we go. Yeah, let's go. We need this to come down back in. I am actually just bidding. I'm bidding some 2.60s here for a downside. So let's. All right. Well, we'll just have to wait to see what's going on right now. Tesla just definitely refusing to make that move right now. It seems like
it just had a bit of a seller that tried to battle it on Tesla. It was right at about 65 that they came in, and then they held it at 79 even. Every even dollar except 77 is going to be a bid on Tesla. But I'm going to reload this one in front. Well, you guys know 280. 280 is 280. So we'll reload in front of 280. 280 breaks. And I'm going to take it every even dollar except for 77. I think if 78 goes, you're going to see VWAP hold. So we got more of NVIDIA. This is still cresting a little bit here. But got to jump on over to, I said, Amazon. Amazon at 200. Amazon's long. So Amazon held 200 in the 100 period. If it trended, I said in the afternoon, if it trended above this tomorrow, I would go long. I'm rolling my eyes because was it on my list? No. Did we do it? No. So then the only way to rectify it is to move over and take the trade if it presents itself. So as long as we're holding 200 in the 200 period, I'm going to buy dips in Amazon. VWAP would be the first place to start. Get rid of that wick at some point later in the day. So Tesla just did the same thing again, where it came up. It's filling in the high 90s, and then 79 area. I guess it's really only filling up to like 78, 79. I don't know if it's 90s yet.
I just got a
back
90
into
flow.
90. Where am I sitting? Yeah, I didn't get it. I'm just gonna move it.
Yeah, I've been taking some out for flat there on Tesla. I mean, it keeps on bouncing off 279, so we'll take some out there for flat again. We're playing with shares, so there it goes, breaking. There it goes, it broke. So there it goes, breaking through 280 right now.
Right back.
There for Tesla. So. Yeah, like I said, that was definitely a level that many traders were going to look at right there. So there's the break on 280. So there it goes. Now trying to go back up to the picking out 30. So we get stopped out there on the fail as it goes long through 280 is Tesla. So I said that we'd like to look at the reverse. Let's just see if there is enough juice here to get this going right now. So here's a little bit of a pullback in again. Remember, they were buying these levels up before. So we'll definitely have another look right now at Tesla. As I'm going to try to get a little long here on that name. We finally joined the right side of the party here, hopefully, into Tesla. So we like to break longer in that name. So if we're able to get that now, then, you know, maybe it's there for the long. So there we go, man. I mean, this is what trade, like I said, this is what it's about. There's the break as everyone looks at the same names. Tesla, everyone was at 280 if you're on that level. So no surprise there that it breaks a little bit higher and it's trying to figure out which way to go. I'd hate to see that was maybe the top, but if you're going to look at it, that's the NASDAQ. So you're going to look at Tesla there. You know, yesterday we still have room to go. Like yesterday we had that wick up to 285, 286, and we talked about where it was on the close yesterday as well. If they really want to buy this name, Tesla up 2.5% today. There it is. So we do have some highs from yesterday that can still get met. But anyways, here goes the 280 stops. Yeah, well, we knew, like I said, sort of knew that something like that was going to happen. But now we want to get back. I mean, VWAP, I think we just want to stay the long there on Tesla now. 278 right here.
Obviously, they ran those stops, but at the end of the day, I forget the exact price, but it was Tesla maybe 2 days ago where it came up into an even dollar level. It was last week, and I'm going to take it out. And if there's a clean re-entry, I'll get in. I don't think it was all that clean, the re-entry, because I saw it go back above like a couple of times. And by the time it was clean, you were chasing the move. So I'm not back into Tesla. I'm back into GameStop at a worse price because it's trending down. So you just got to do what you got to do. The low is 24.50, so I'm scalping in front of, ideally I get some 90s, but I only have 80s right now. I'm going to scalp out into 24.5 on GameStop, remembering that this is short sale restricted, right? So, you know, you're going to have to try to take it on the offer in order to get filled short, as I said before. NVIDIA is still kind of cresting. This might get into VWAP, but let's respect VWAP here. You know, like the market is up, we're above 20,000. I want to respect VWAP. If you get a retracement wick on an upward trending stock, then what's the line that you have for VWAP? It's get a good one that Brian Chan used to always say.
When there's a gap, you play it back.
Yeah, when there's a gap, play it back to VWAP. So there is the gap from prior day close into VWAP, and I'm getting out of NVIDIA at VWAP. GameStop is a different story. I'm holding GameStop through the low of the day and shorting pops. But for NVIDIA, we're just going to take it out in front of VWAP.
Yeah, wow.
Play it back to VWAP.
Oh, man, for professional traders, man, we're definitely not professionally trading this Tesla here as there it goes, man, right into that level and now right back down in. So, again, I'm like surprised at where Tesla's going right now, obviously, as we were looking for the short, but at the end of the day, it does hit that stop. So right now it's like there's view up at 276. So I'm going to try to now flip the momentum up and see if we can get long. I'm not worried about it. We're not layering into this trade like crazy here or anything like that. We are going to wait for a 276. I'll take a 277. We just went to 277.50. We're going to try to breathe a little bit and let this settle down because, you know, it took its time early. We were able to take some profits and then eventually got ran there. Remember, we lost $1.30 on it. So it's not, you know, completely a position where we have to worry too much about it, but it still is done. So we'll have to wait to see. Right now, it's early. It's 10-10. This name could still rally. We've talked about some of the tariff plays today as well. GM, I mean, pretty sloppy the same way as it goes right to the pre-market highs right there and then falls right in. So to look at that one, that held that top. But again, a nice move down, then a nice move up, holding the top there on GM. Another name that we could look at right here, Ford. I was even asking on Twitter there to everybody, like, why is Ford up? And I don't know, but there it is. Comes right back in there, right off the open, like smack right down there. So it's like,
on a note on that, I want to shout out to, there were a few people in the chat that were sort of talking about, hey, every single automaker has a different set of circumstances when it comes to what they're importing in terms of parts and how many plants they have outside of the country. And if you really know your stuff, you can probably suss all that out. I think we just try to stick with price action to the best of our ability. My daughter's been saying suss a lot, so and whatever lingo she tends to use, it ends up just getting in my psyche. So we'll go 1 for 2 on NVIDIA, but I'm out. I said I'm going to get out if it wicks VWAP. It did. So I jumped out of NVIDIA. I still think when you're on an upward trend, is what it is. 1 for 2 on it, but I'm not feeling as biased to the short side as I was before. Oh, GME just caught a bid. I just saw that out of the corner of my eye. Oh, it wasn't that much.
we need something catching bids here.
No, it wasn't even that much. You know when you have it up and I'm watching the time and sales on the side, and then I just see like a sea of green, but really it wasn't even that big. So a bunch of it was probably just dark pools that went off inside 1 or 2 cents. So GameStop, it's bouncing off the lows. I'm going to short it into 25. Just play that as it lies. The other thing worth watching, I know you liked AMD, and this is why. Like I just got out of NVIDIA. This is NVIDIA. Back, okay, fine. It went 13 to 12, holding VWAP. AMD, same move, broke VWAP. At the low of the day. Which one's weaker? AMD. Past 10 o'clock. I can acknowledge. I can be up on NVIDIA and say AMD's weaker, and that's the one that should be the short. So I think a pivot to AMD or maybe SMCI. What's SMCI? SMCI, higher lows, still underneath the bottom. AMD looks a little weaker to me than NVIDIA. So I don't mind pivoting to this to look for the next pop-up. Maybe short VWAP on that. It's what it is. Like NVIDIA might get back to the high. If you're at the low of the day when the market's near the top, I think it's easier to say that's what I should short next.
What's Palantir still up? Yeah, I was going to say Palantir's rarely doing anything. The only name that's really moving around for me here now, obviously, is Tesla, as we're in that one, as it's coming back into 277 there again. So that was our last reload. 278.50. Like we could lose $1.30 long and then $1.30 short. It looks like right now as well. The other way around. Lose it short, then lose it long. Like frustrating. I'm going to try to get something out at 278 in case we rally back a little bit. Take a 50-cent hit on 10% of it, just because we were okay. There it is. So we got 96s, I think it was. We had 95s. So, okay, now it's starting to battle back just a little bit as we try to go back into the money now. We'll take out a small piece here as well if this move continues. But ultimately, at the end of the day, this thing just, if it can get up there to 279, 280, then we'll be right back where we need to be. But, yeah, not good right now on the fade of Tesla right there at 280. I mean, we dinged that level perfectly. It's just we got stopped out at 30. It didn't even go up 40 cents. We got stopped out there at 30. So I was stopped out by 11 cents, and then we missed out on $4. So this is what I'm talking about with trader dilemma. It's like, where do you get stopped out? You know, like I got stopped out there, missed it by 9 cents, and then the thing dropped $4, $3.50 to the downside, right? And so there's an out. All right, well, you know what? At the end of the day here, we'll see if we can get to Greensville here just on this trade alone on Tesla. Now long 278.20, 50 cents in the money, but we'll wait for it. We do have a top tick here as well that just happened on Palantir. Where am I on this one? Oh no, we're at 92.28. That's literally the high of the day. We're just going to put it right there now at, let's go back to 20s. We'll just go there. If it comes back up, great for us on that one, as that's $2 and change as the market's trying to get back up. The TQQ short that we wanted was a little bit higher than where we are right now. We were looking sort of like at 20,200 or so, up near 64. So that could get excited as well. Oh boy, here we go. Shout out to my guy Obi. But here we go now for Tesla, starting to get a little bit excited here as that's starting to battle back. So we may have just like, there he goes, gets him out at 279. We may have just weathered the storm there with that move down. So again, patience does pay sometimes. We had to take profit early on Tesla on the short, lost on the short late, and then just flipped it up. And now we're long in the money now, $1 long. But again, let's take some profit slowly on Tesla and see if we can get back up to those glory days.
Shout out to Worksport, introducing a new discovery on the NASDAQ, and it is Worksport, ticker WKSP. Worksport is a U.S.-based manufacturer and rapidly expanding with growing revenues, Government contracts and innovative green energy products designed to power your life off-grid. Whether you're on the move or seeking sustainable energy solutions, Worksport has you covered. Now trading on the NASDAQ under WKSP, discover the future of clean energy with Worksport. And clean energy? Mining isn't necessarily going to be clean, but yeah, Bitcoin just went green if you actually care about the close on IBIT, but it double bottomed. And I know we weren't looking at this at the open because I was starting out bearish, but there's your double bottom on the 15-minute. We're at 86.5, which has been a pretty good spot. I want to buy VWAP on this bad boy for sure. I was just thinking if I shouldn't be. I got out of NVIDIA. I got to zoom back in for you guys. I got out of NVIDIA when it bounced off VWAP, saying it's trending to the upside. Well, the other side of it is I didn't reverse at that time, but if it gives another bounce off VWAP, I think I should have reversed it this time through on NVIDIA. But I do like that IBIT. We'll take a shot at that one for sure. And I mean, Tesla's doing the same thing, so I could look at that. But the other name, as I said, Amazon, didn't get to VWAP, but it did bounce and made a higher low off of the pre-market high. So that's right in here, 201.40. Amazon has held 200. Amazon has held the 200 period moving average on the daily there. So I just think your all systems go on Amazon. And we're going to pick this one up off the bit if we get a chance. Still plenty of time till we get to 11 o'clock. A bit of a difference, though. I should mention this. Usually if you get into a trend long, you can hold it all day. I'm actually out of here at 11 o'clock to go home and pick up my daughter from school. We're going to the game today. So I have like 40 minutes left to trade. So it's going to be all scalp trades for me. Like, I'm not thinking Amazon all the way to 205 because I don't think it's any chance to get to 205 before 11 o'clock. I do think if it holds VWAP and trends higher, I mean, this is more like 203.80, but 203.80 to 205, I think is reasonable for a bounce the way that Amazon has done it today. Wick underneath 200, higher lows. If the market goes green, Amazon was one of those stocks that was at a really good bounce level. Amazon held 200 yesterday. This is a bad wick on the chart. Ignore that. Amazon held 200. What's up with that chart? You can see. Oh, it's these wicks. Yeah, so Amazon holding 200 yesterday. One of this.
We're still, I mean, we're doing the same stuff over here. Failed again. I mean, we didn't fail, but Tesla failed again at 280, but we just sat there and took some out. So we were $2 in the money at that point. So nicely done up to the upside. We are looking to get out more as Tesla comes up to 280 again. Remember, it only broke once. And then as we look back at our notes, of course, we had Tesla marked down as a 280 short. So to be long 278 when we had sort of talked about a 280 short is kind of giving me some kind of ways. So we'll start to get some more out here on Tesla and just be like, okay, today price action pretty tricky there on TSLA. And, we're able to obviously admit that, but still stay in the pocket and still be able to try and see about it. So there we go. We get another out there at 50. So it's 60 cents. And like Neil said, I'm here for the home runs as well. But if they happen, they happen. If they don't, they don't. Like, you can always just set orders, get out. So that's kind of what I'll do. If this doesn't go to 280 right now, I'm still offering all over this. So hopefully it will come in to 280 and we'll be able to get some more out. All right, MLGO, man, that name has been popping all day. And there it goes again right now, MLGO. Wow, I mean, we just looked at that right now, 16 to 16.75. Good on ya here as Micro Algo, 16.17, still going, man.
This stock is silly. Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Mullen is the easiest. I forgot all about this on Mullen. If Mullen fails the high, short it under VWAP. Every single time, right to the low of the day. And there might not be enough time for that bad boy, but I should be short this stock. It's the easiest money out there whenever this fails a breakout to just reload it underneath VWAP. I might still have time. I did pay for locates, but GameStop, we're able to get one short into the low, did have it at the top, but we're going to get out here when it breaks that 25 level. Don't mind waiting for it to get back into 26, but going to keep all stops tighter just for myself. I can get back in if it reclaims underneath 25 or if we fail VWAP, but I want to take those one-off shots every chance we get. Amazon's still nothing yet. NVIDIA hasn't really gotten me back in. Like, NVIDIA is still a working short where I have it. But I'm not feeling shorts right now. I'm going to feel it a little bit more with AMD because AMD's under VWAP. So I'll keep staring down NVIDIA because we were trading it before. But AMD just seems like it's a better short. Lower highs, same bottom. Short this one at VWAP at 106.5. Let's go to the small cap recap with the Darrow.
Apparently the smallest of recaps.
All of these.
Here's the IWM making a remarkable recovery here, much like the rest of the market. You have that push to the downside off the open, then basically making back pretty much all of that in the next 15-minute candle. Right now, though, a little bit subdued on the third 15-minute candle of the day. ME on watch here, 23andMe. Reaffirming their consumer data protections, and they also secured here $35 million in DIP financing from JMB Capital. So something secured here from ME, which has about an 11% short float as they navigate this Chapter 11 filing. We also have Encarta here. The ticker for this is going to be NKTX. This is going to be a day one earnings small cap mover with about a 19% short float, beating here on their EPS estimates for Q4. Last but not least, MLGO, one everyone's talking about. I also have a second small cap ticker for you guys to look at here as well. WIMI, Hologram Cloud, they're also moving here. So the catalyst for both of these tickers is Wimi Hologram Cloud has increased its stake in MicroAlgo to about 67.65%. They've also committed to a 10-year lockup period for all of their currently owned shares. So keep an eye on WIMI and MLGO. For its part, MLGO has about a 40% short float. Back to you.
Yeah, so
MLGO was a 40%.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, we've been looking at this all week. Like, it's been an absolute crazy trade this week, man. I mean, no matter what levels you're looking at, I think we can all acknowledge, like, you know, what's been going on here with MLGO. I mean, it started at $3-4 there on Monday, Tuesday, and then had that big day, I guess, on Monday from 2 to 16, kind of where we are right now. And then, as you guys can see, again, you know, kind of like preaching to the choir here, all the way up to 18.50. And we just talked about it just before we went to that sector recap. And we were just like, it was $16. And then all of a sudden, Adair's talking to 18.50. So, yeah, like that, like some definite momentum. You look at
the other angle is the float's only 4.5 million to begin with. So you're talking about what, 2.5 million available shares?
Yep.
Like 2.5 million available shares on a $17 stock right now. You have any idea how easy that would be for someone to just have soaked this one up already? Yeah, no wonder it's continuing to rally because it's probably entirely soaked up, and it's just gonna probably squeeze until that top. It's at 1970. Just remember, take profits. I mean, you've seen this dump before, but this is a little different. Like that had a huge pullback and now wants to run the highs again. So respect to that MLG. I didn't realize the float was quite as small as it was. So if you're going to be scalp trading, you had an obvious resistance spot on GME. It wicked me out. I'm jumping back in and then just giving it to the same prior high on GameStop. AMD, it's not really getting back into VWAP. There you go. Not really getting back into VWAP. It's holding around those lows. I don't want to punch a low break. So ideally, we're going to get even a small pop. Like it's only 30, 40 cents away from VWAP. So a small pop gets you there on advanced micro devices. And Alan says, I would short MLGO if they had options. I think if they had options, that'd be a safer way to do it. Because I can tell you right now, like there's small caps that you want to short, and there's ones that good luck trying to time a good short and executing it properly. You can short Mullen and execute it well. These ones, I'll just speak for myself. I'm not going to speak for other people. I have no way. I've never actually made those work. They look good if you can get the top, but a stock like Mullen, like this kind of penny stock where it has structure and does the normal things that you want. Like look at the short on Mullen yesterday. You know, pop and lower highs and all that good stuff. And even the day before that, clear trend turn that underneath VWAP. That's the kind of stuff that MGO is not doing for you. It's just going to rip your face off, and you almost like you're guessing at the high. Mullen's going to break this low of the day.
Rip it off.
Forget it. I'm just going to stick with GME. I should have short. I paid for it on the off chance it failed the high, and then it happened, and I lost on Tesla instead. We gave back yesterday on Tesla.
Yeah, it's been bad price action today for Tesla. I mean, it's been perfect. Like all we had to do was literally follow our rules. But again, man, like, damn.
I did the same thing. I shorted it before 280.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, all we have to do is follow the rules, man. And I think we would have followed the Yellow Brick Road right into a nice profit there. We follow the rules with Palantir, but this one we get back in. Like I just should have reshorted. But again, I want to go long through 280. So I'm not too mad about being long. It's too bad that it ran at 40 cents. But that's trading, right? I mean, when you put your stops at obvious levels, it's what's going to happen. So that's on me at 100p. But okay, there's Palantir right there. We got that fill. So let's go, man. We do have that. Okay. I say this, and we're going to turn green on Tesla. So there goes Tesla right now. Here we go, man. We said we wanted the long. There it is, man. It's $1.50 in the money. Let's go. See if we can get a little bit higher than where we are right now. We're at 279.37s right now. I don't know why. I put it there before. I'm not sure why. We'll wait to see if that fills. I guess just before 50 is what we're thinking there. So a nice move up. It just stops there at 279.25s again. So woe is me. We don't have that out, but we do have a good one there at 278.70s where it is right now. Oh, that's too bad. How high did that get? So now I look here and I say, okay, what was that high? You have to be kidding me. 34s? We're at 279.37s. So we miss it by 3 cents. So we'll just wait and see if that can happen again. 279.30s. We'll put an order on there for Tesla. So we'll see if that can come in right now, and then hopefully we'll be able to grab that, but that's okay. And again, it is what it is. You know, it just sucks when you're playing with these shares and you miss a little bit of a fill there. It's like, because it can make the difference at the end of the day, but we'll be fine with it. It's not the end of the world. I'm going to get another piece out maybe right here in case we don't come back up. So there it is. We'll take it out at 279, but here we go, man. Now we're at 279. I'll just tell you what we're at. 279.30s, and we just got the fill there at 279.30. So right there, bang. Good fill on that one. So, you know, after all that, it comes right back. We adjust our price. Like it just went to 30. That was the high there. So good little bit of an adjustment. And that's what I'm saying about watching stock. It's like so many times we can sit here and it's like that's why I'm just on Palantir and Tesla today. It's like just trying to watch out for the price action, wait to see little things like that. Because if I'm not on that stock, then I don't see that happen. It's not going to matter. It doesn't look like at the end of the day. But look, it still didn't get to 279.40 there. So I wouldn't have got filled even again. So it is a good thing that we moved that order into 279.30 and able to get that fill. So there it goes, man. Again, pretty good day here so far, but it would be a lot better if Tesla actually made that move through those levels. I don't know if you saw. Go ahead. Palantir's been huge.
Well, Palantir just made. I'm glad I got out of that one because I mean you could have reversed it VWAP because I said over under at 90.80. I just didn't play the over side of it. I only played the underside of it, which I know I do. Sometimes you get fixated in one direction, which isn't a bad thing. I actually think most of the time it's actually a good thing to be focused on just like a couple of thoughts in a certain direction so that you're focused on the setups for that. Palantir we got adjacent to the afternoon highs. Didn't quite get all the way into it, but you see a bit of a trend reversal here. I want to look for one shot to get in. See all these wicks that you're putting in? I've been watching it on the level 2. Like it's getting up there, and there's sellers above 92, and then there's really not much of any of them underneath like 91.80 or so. So it's like it gets up there, and if the sellers come in, you want to try and grab it in there. I am still, of course, at GME, and again, just this one's right near that low of the day, so we're reloading it, and we're holding on to the short side of that trade. And Amazon just broke. Amazon just broke high of the day. So I missed it by a couple of cents on that bid, but Amazon now continuing to go. I don't want to chase anything because I'm only trading for another half an hour today.
Yeah, I'm only trading for another half hour as well, and then we go to the gym, and then we'll come back at 2 o'clock. But there it goes, Mr. Roberts' neighborhood. Yeah, Joe. Let's go, man. It is money-making opportunity day. One more time here at Trader TV Live. There goes Tesla right there back up to the upside. So I told you, there's green. Right, like we said, man, we stay with the names. We talked about reversing it. There goes Tesla. Huge move, man. $4.30 over the wall, man. Climb over that wall, Tesla, right now. So it's an absolutely monstrous day at the end of it all, man. Palantir, $250 in the money. Tesla, $450 in the money. And look, man, we're green on the name. We talked about that, right? We talked about giving some back. We both mentioned that. And then here we go, though. Tesla, nicely cooking now. $450 in the money. Stay where you are, man. Stay right here all the damn time. Neil, $5 now in the money as we spin it one more time there. So there we go. I can say 6 or 7 when we come back from Madeira.
There's one story here with crypto-related implications that we're going to be watching today, and it is the confirmation hearing of Paul Atkins. He's been nominated by Donald Trump to lead the Security and Exchange Commission, or the SEC. So this is happening right now. We're actually getting comments here from Paul Atkins. He mentioned, apparently, I just saw this headline coming about a minute ago, that there's some crypto uncertainty, and that's caused by ambiguous rules. So we're going to have to wait and find out what happens. But he has been viewed as a crypto-friendly choice for the SEC. But it's worth noting, so was Gary Gensler, who was notably known for being very unfriendly to crypto during his tenure. So keep an eye on this hearing. If I see any market-moving headlines from that, I will certainly let you know. But here is Bitcoin, still actually in this uptrend from the lows here of March 10th, March 11th. But last is growing on 3 days now to the downside. Pretty sustained range. We're continuing to make lower highs, but it's a bit of a flat bottom here around that $86,000 level. Let's see if that 86,000 bottom is able to hold, or if it does a bit of a flat bottom break. In terms of other crypto names to watch out for here, Bitcoin, relatively flat. Ethereum, relatively flat. XRP down about 2%. Solana about 1% to the downside. Doge and Cardano down about 2%, 1% respectively. So all light shades of red across the crypto space so far this morning, as the market itself here has actually gone from red to green. Back to you.
And shout out to our good friends from Trade the Pool. They're back with Trader TV. Trade the Pool is a game-changing platform that caps your risk while giving you the opportunity to trade real shares using company capital. That means no more risking your savings. Trade the Pool now offers an unlimited trading period for the evaluation phase. No pressure, no rushing. Take your time, perfect your strategy, and get funded on your terms. Remember, your losses are capped at a one-time evaluation fee, and your profits are unlimited. Head to tradethepool.com and start trading today. Scan the QR code you see right in front of you. Check the link in the description, and shout out to Trade the Pool. Appreciate them for sure. And all the opportunity is to the upside, at least overall. The market, Jenks, the market had just gone green. 2 seconds ago, the NASDAQ was green. It just ticked 0.04 to the downside there. Might get one more shot at Amazon if it can do one little pullback. Want to join this trend to the upside on Amazon, but it is Tesla, which is absolutely flying for the Katina man in there. You always have to hit enter twice on finding. I think it's because I have the stock link. Glad we got away from the short, but the story to me is should never short it away from the level that you want. Short at your level on your terms and only that. But now you're filling in the gap. I'm not chasing anything. I'm not shorting it again because I don't think there's enough time to make it work. The only play I'm going to look for next is going to be probably Amazon on the next available dip, because it's got a little bit of room to be able to scalp it into that 204. And if we can pull back into 202, I think we can be good to go. GME, we shorted it pretty much at the same level as before. It's holding a bit of a bear flag or whatever you want to call it. So it's still inside the range. Either it breaks it out here or we hold it back at a low. I think it's a pretty simple binary trade. I had to cancel my orders on Mullen because I'm not going to get into that. When it's under view up, you got to hold that all day long on a penny stock for it to just gradually go down, and I don't have all day to hold on to Mullen. So the next play is going to be Amazon. Little scalp dip, prior highs at 202. It's been making higher lows the entirety of the morning. So the next one we're going to try and take to the upside.
Yeah, thanks for that on Tesla there. Yeah, I mean, it does mean a lot. Like, we congratulate each other. We do these trades, even though we could be the opposite ways or whatever. It is what it is. Like, we're $3 now. Like, we're $9 in the money in total right now. We're $6 in on Tesla, and we're $3 in on Palantir. These are real trades, really happening. Neil's going to be on GME, which obviously isn't getting the juice right now. But again, focus, look on your stocks. He's talking Amazon. We're talking different names here. But there, I mean, I want to show something here, and I know we do this all the time, and we're getting more and more followers, and Twitter's been absolutely fantastic, I think, for many of us out there right now. But it's like this just says right here, right? Short 280, right? So we make money on the short. We eventually lose it when it goes up. We talked about that here, right? If we break, right? So it's kind of like. There's Palantir 90 to 91 long. This is at 93 right now, and we have the long under 890. So, it's working out. The other levels that we have here are the futures. So now that we finally, I heard Neil say we went green. So now that we finally gone green, the TQs could come into play soon. And then AMD with the short sell. I mean, right now, Neil, this is almost $7 now in the money again off of that idea. So it's like, this is, might as well take some out, right? I mean, it's going very, very haywire right now to the upside. There we go. So now we just talked about being $9 in the money. Now we're $9.50. And this is 20, 30 seconds. Playing the momentum names, playing the hot names. This is what's been printing out for me. So this is what we're doing. And we're just sitting here and doing that. Crypto is 86.6. It's actually getting to the downside right now. So as Tesla, right back, this is the level. I don't know. We talked about Tesla getting back to 286 and that there was a possibility. I wasn't joking. This is why we're long right now. And there it goes again. Now $7 in the money on Tesla. And $3.50. We were just $9, Neil. Now we're $10.50. So this is what I'm talking about. You look at slower names, the GameStops. I was just looking at Robinhood in the world right now. This is a good stock, but again, it's not going to have the juice. So you got to wait for certain levels to come in. It's you can really see the difference when you're looking at these levels and just how they're just volume. This is what we're talking about when we're looking for these kind of names on a prop floor. We just did that read with Trade the Pool, and it's these are what you're looking for, right? It's names that are actually making moves. And I said this earlier to everybody earlier, is that NEO would be a trade there. You could take a couple thousand shares. Again, I don't know what people's account sizes look like, but 1,000 shares times $4 is $4,000. I hope we can take a couple of those. And then there's the move. We said that what happens often, priced in, right? I mean, it went down 7 or 8%. Nice move back to the high side. They don't have anything to worry about with tariffs. They don't even sell in the United States. So NIO right now making that move back up. But we did say watch out for $4. So at that level right now, $4. All right, honestly, there's only 20 minutes left. I think it's time to thank you, Chef Joe. Thank you, Adam, and to all you traders out there that are following. I mean, like I mentioned, and like Neil and I mention all the time, you can ask us, what symbols we've traded, what we think about them, what symbols you're trading, what we think about your symbols, all that kind of stuff. But again, completely free resource, our watch list and the sticky note. And there it is, man. Neil, now we're $10. So we're just continuously going 3 and change on Palantir, 7 now on the monster that is Tesla. So we get good news today about EVs downstairs, and we get great trades with Tesla.
Yeah, Tesla going to that upside, just going right into that volume weighted average price. We're talking about when gap goes into VWAP. So with only about 20 minutes to go, I'll get to Amazon in a quick little second. But as I said, we're doing one thing, we're doing one other thing. If it's not going to be the Amazon long, we got to grab it soon. If it doesn't do a dip, I'm not catching that high. I'm not going to ball that high. So we're still getting the same range in there. It's a $25 stock. You're just going 1 point back and forth. And we're going to keep short pops. I got half of it out toward the low. 20 pennies for the first half. And then the second half, you're looking 30 to 40. And as I said, Amazon continues its churn off the highs. The market's at the highs right now, and it's trying to pull back. So this might be the opportunity to jump back into it. But I don't want to be in long here because it's not my style to get long here and then hold it into VWAP. I want it to go down into VWAP so I can get that entry.
Yeah, let's see if we get good shots of going higher on Amazon. AMZN. All right, guys, let's see today what's happening, man. Let's go. Let's see this. This is NVIDIA. NVIDIA, before I go for NVIDIA, NVDA. Let's see how it happens on NVIDIA there. Wow, look at that move for NVIDIA, right? Right, okay. This could be a flat top break and a breakout. This could be a flat break. We're a little bit too close for that. I'm gonna stay away from NVIDIA for now, at least for now. Keep an eyeball for Amazon because that was part of the plan, and Amazon is coming tanking, and it's coming back to the downside, and like 2.5. That would be our last trade, maybe before the end of the day. I'll keep an eye on some small cap. I don't think it's that time to jump in just here. If it's your Tesla, I'll watch out shorting Tesla. Tesla personal account. If we see 300 on Tesla, short Tesla. I'm sure covering. In $9 in the morning now for Tesla. This has been such a huge move, even if you are super bullish, right? Yeah. Look at this huge move for Tesla. Okay, holding the VWAP line strongly, and look at that. Hold the VWAP strongly, boom to the upside. That's the name we're going selling. This is one of the names that's going to be going to in the account. I probably never seen any Tesla with over 450. Probably we'll talk about it. But for now, to JP Morgan downside, so they just did Nasdaq. Actually, no, I take that back. ES also starting to go. There's a good move over in this last couple of minutes for the market as a whole. I think that we feel as coming from it. And last time to me was $7 in the morning, these two names, right? Right now we're 12. So it's just going higher and higher here. I have it also offer at 286.70. That's the high of the day. And remember when we are down here, we say we can get back to 286. And we even zoom this out. We talk from this level from yesterday. So we just really get back up there. Look, we destroy that level. Let's see how high it can fly from here. We have about 12 to 50% left on our Tesla trade. And it looks like we're printing right through this year. It's quite busy day for trades. But 282, good break low there. I'll stop it out a little bit more if you press it. I might listen. Whatever stop is in the money now. Let's do 185. Whatever stop is in the money now. Let's just get out of 35%. If it come, wow, what a day. It's not gonna be there for every trade, guys, but it's not like every month. We know this tariff talk is here. Trade your book, trade what you do, it was always same. Wow, good day. This is a good day today. All right, let's just leave it at that. We'll make back our money yesterday. What a difference the days make. That is for sure. Today, right here. It's $10 now. The other way too. Let's go over to Adera now at the break screen for segment sector watch. Sector watch, if you look. Go. Let's see. Technology, Apple, Nvidia, Brazil, Broadcom, text base in the AMD, the downside quite kind jump great what's it? Bus station, elevation, trade, Walmart, Costco, all really strong. Technology have been strong. 15 a.m. Consumer number a little bit next. So tariff watch for the sector, German week after TSLA, man. Nice to the upside. Current services all to the green. So all this mobile looking at the back to you. It's 15 minutes. I'll come into Amazon for this shortly. We'll see that 15 minutes ago. Games off the same level. if I can on the trade. Yeah, I'm trying not to average into this. We just getting out and then we get it. And the breakdown will break down. Only 15 minutes ago. We don't want to get too face. Okay. We'll head to the upside. So the first thing, 1929 halt. That's $19.20. So that's that stuff. We are at yes. How been 2 days ago. Doesn't fit into the profile. Gonna be some profit takers when this open up challenge is $21 level. And about 3 minutes or so, since I'll take the same thing. I'm gonna one crack at it if we get one more trade. I'm gonna go talk about a very, very better. Come on, Tesla, escape going. Man, it's 287 right now for Tesla. We are what $10 in the morning now for Tesla. I said, like, let me go to that one. We may go to that one. Hopefully, immediately that you get going, get that offer. 50 plus brokers, all of the markets, literally the world. And you can entitle yourself whichever market you, especially with nowadays with the tariff. Right? Look at Palantir. Oh, come on, Palantir. Keep going, Palantir. Keep going, Tesla. Let's say General Motors. Coming back, they are very strongly. NEO still. Yeah, look at that level. They are holding very strongly. But if you shot NEO up here at $4, you are king right now. All right. All right. So keeping is absolutely insane with the power of the A signal platform now. Power up your life with it and get that immediately. And I don't know what way we can trade how the back of sticking with your roads. Right there, Palantir now is $4 in the money, but Tesla going time pacing, man. We're not gonna hit the club for $10. It's $10 in Tesla. Look at Palantir. Look at this. Look at Palantir. Off the low. We traded two names today. PLTR. We are in Tesla. Boom. Just your rules. Yeah, look at well, you post up something 2 weeks in discussing Tesla, AMD, Palantir, TQQs. Also the TQQs. Let's have a look at that. I haven't opened up AMD level too because it's still a hard fire by and it's Palantir, which has been talking about a little bit, but let's have a little bit alone. It's just going, man. PLTR. We don't have many shares left anymore on PLTR. Downstairs, we are on the left to buy downstairs in a couple of days. So we were excited to share about it. And yeah, we just took the heart today. Anyways, we will train it. Beginning of the show. Hello, teacher. Share each station. No, it's not other. No, I am out. I brought it up on video. SMCI. I'm just gonna put it out of the SMCI. We're gonna take one shot. Just one simple shot. One shot. We give it a fire high. Let's look for a simple flow. That way. Right. And it doesn't matter. Yeah. GME. Let's see, still GME, GameStop, man. I told you everything to keep in mind. GME, I said Amazon. The other thing I had to keep in mind, I said Amazon, 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 Amazon. Amazon. I'm not gonna buy any high. I think 04 is the obvious spot that we should get to. OMZN 204. 204 there, okay. You gotta remove before you get to the bash onto that $204. I will be there here for it. For let's do some money talks here. Let's look at the US dollar money talks. What's the daily verse? Yeah, sorry. Too good work. All of yesterday push the ups. Oh, currently really well. You got some economic data. 2.5% versus 2.6. Focus more on the orders at 2 p.m. But this have analysis. Donald Trump. Trump gonna sign some executive orders as well, so we're going to see. Gonna be year over year, month over month. Big slight increase month over month. This is year over year basis. Move. We're gonna take a look at the Fed Watch too. May still have June 57.9% on the base Fed Watch 8%. Expect a 50 basis point. We could expect most likely 25 basis point coming through in June. All right, guys, that's just the forex. Let's see features now. Features. The features market is let's see what the features market is doing, bro. Alright. Yes, me is there. We are now short GME. We short GME, right, guys? We are short GME at 24.98. We are 277, 10, 11. Let's go, man. I hope you enjoy this place. I hope you're watching this taking out. I hope you have safe and prosperous future. That's for sure. Thank you, William, for that. Come on, Tesla. I got $5 in the money right now for Tesla. $12 in the money. Yes, we love trading. We're not gonna go anywhere. But at the end of the day, man, this will be absolute bang of a day you have for Tesla. I mean, not one shoes fit it all, man. You have to revise it, right? And that's something we now believe in against on the reversals, on holding something about to get taught in the others. We had no ideas where it's going. Had to piece it into the houses. It is absolutely monster right now, Tesla. Damn, Tesla. Good trade for Tesla. Everywhere. Damn. $17 in the money right now for Tesla. It's up 6.4%. Damn. I hope you guys can see the trades that we're putting on right now. Yeah. 4 or 5 today. And this is really this is bam to the upside right now for Tesla. I don't gonna have too much. I'm comfortable with Tesla. Wow, Tesla, $18 in the morning. Tesla is not stopping. Tesla keep going. It's breaking out right now, trying to take on the prior high right now. Okay, that's the prior high. Yeah, 291. Yeah, for Tesla. Yeah, still is okay. I'm gonna just think bid this think offer like 9 and see if we get there this afternoon because it's after moonshot to the upside. Tesla is going, the market is green. Nvidia, let's say Nvidia might be going green right now. Yes, Nvidia just went green. The market is green. Nvidia went green. Amazon is green. Remember in these levels, that's it. Wow, Tesla, $19 in the morning, up 7% for the Tesla is lit. I Tesla is going. I tried to print it out now. Tesla to 1.85. Tesla is trying to break the let's see GME there. Look at this. PLTR Nike. Let's see Nike. Nike. Somebody said Nike. Let's go to Nike and see what's happening. Nike. Let's look at Nike. Nike's up. Let's close with this Nike. Look at this level. The Nike level and vlog is even in play this. We did test it again yesterday. If you always want to put that in the so come back a little bit. I'm talking about what is it? No, I'm walking. Okay. Wow. Nike there. The company we like there, Nike for sure. Good club right there. Little report after the bell tonight. Remember, that's gonna be a big one, so there's gonna be a sympathy play there. Look at Tesla is another red. I have this one. I'll be right back. It's not stopping, man. Tesla is not stopping. Today is just like, honestly, like what a day today. These are some days that makes us feel so good. I say it's so good when it's up. Follow your notes, man. Yes, that was disastrous. The other way. And we just learn from our lessons. One thing I know we all can do better is learning. Even though I have 20 years of experience, yet the Palantir came in and we lost. Yes, I think it's Palantir. We took on the top back on PS there, and then it came through. We got hit there, and we are right pretty much for the whole day. And today, bam, $50 in the morning for Tesla. Bam, that's super patient. When you're patient, this market does. But in 90 to 91, we broke his stop off for 20 cents. Third time there, we took the long. We got blow long. We took the other long there. Bam. Now we're going to wait for it to break right up there, man. We're $15 more in the we're in $19 in the morning for Tesla. This has been a huge day. Thank you very much for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. We'll be back after this tomorrow, of course. Tesla up 6.2%. Sorry. I try to find my SIM connect, man. Wow, Tesla. Let's go. Tesla is on lit. Tesla is on fire. We see some little pullback there for Tesla after just breaking the high there. And now let's see what Tesla can do, man. What it can do here. Pull that back there. 91.85 there. Tesla obviously that they continue to the upside. It's $18 in the money for Tesla. Anyway, shout out to everyone here who is watching this or some other time in the future. We're going to go to the midday after our break. What